LEARFIELD.com/community to learn more.
Yeah, it's an Ole Miss offense powered by Jackson Dart that can throw it all over the yard. He's having a career year right now. His best year in almost every offensive statistical category you can measure. Playing fantastic, but Ole Miss also can run the football as well. They're very explosive. They want to lead with the pass. See if his weather has any impact on them whatsoever, but it's going to be strength on strength here to start this football game.
Still a lot of smoke hovering over the field after the pregame pyrotechnics, so that's what the haze is here in Oxford, as Georgia will kick it off from right to left at our vantage point, and Peyton Woodring jams his foot and his right leg into this ball and sails it through the end zone for the touchback, and we are underway here in Oxford, Mississippi today. We'll watch it from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium this afternoon. Georgia football brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. Ole Miss 1st and 10 on the 25. They're in their powder blue jerseys, white pants, white helmets. Georgia with their road white jerseys, silver breeches, and red helmets. Dart's in the shotgun. Man in motion to the left is Wells. Juice Wells, the South Carolina transfer. Play fake quickly for Dart. He's surrounded, and Dart wrapped up by Stackhouse as he kind of leaked out the left side of the pocket. Crossed the 25, didn't quite get to the 26. About a half-yard gain, maybe a full yard, close to it, but Stackhouse with the tackle. And it's a gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for Ole Miss.
Dogs played single safety, just cover 3. Really good coverage there. Not a sack, but pretty good pressure as well.
Dart again, a play fake. And Jackson Dart sacked by Chambliss and Miller. Chaz Chambliss got there first. Christian Miller jumped on top for the ride back at the 19 and a half. So that's a loss of 5. And Ole Miss now looking at 3rd down and 15.
Well, again, good coverage there for the Dogs, but a great press up front. We actually got held there, fight through the hold, and still able to get the sack.
The loss closer to 6. Dart this time with pressure. Throws an interception. Picked off by Dan Jackson at the 35. Returning it down the middle of the hash marks. Twisting down to the 20, maybe the 21. And it's Georgia's ball going the other way. They start on the 20. Jackson Dart may have hurt himself on the play.
And I'm not sure if he got hurt the play before on the sack. He was a little bit slow to get up. Definitely hobbling coming off the field right now. Dogs brought a zone blitz there, stepped back, but played zone behind everything. Had pretty quick pressure. Jackson Dart threw that off the back of his foot, just floated it right up into the middle of the field. He had a dig that was coming across the middle. That ball was about 10 feet over his head. Easy pick for Jackson, or for Dan Jackson, and Dogs now knocking on the door early.
Only the 4th interception thrown by Dart. Jalen Walker may have hit his arm on that throw, and it just kind of fluttered downfield, and Dan Jackson picked it off. Georgia starts at the 21, and we'll run it on the first play on offense with Trevor Etienne. He's got his ribs wrapped up tight, believe me, and he pushes that ball 6 yards to the 15, tackled by the linebacker T.J. Daughtery, a transfer from Clemson.
Boy, good push there by that Georgia offensive line.
Dogs 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 actually. Etienne going to get it again, cutting in at left tackle down the hash on the near side, and stopped at the 12-yard line by Jared Ivey, the Georgia Tech transfer. Dogs working the Massey Ferguson red zone. Green and Lucky with some blocking on that left side for Georgia. 3rd and very short. Handoff, Etienne. He has the first down and more as he sidesteps a tackler at the 10. Keeps going forward down to the 7-yard line. Picks up the Scana Energy first down on that run. It's going to be goal to go for the Dogs at the Ole Miss 7.
It's got 3 consecutive runs, just inside traps, and the Dogs up front. For all the talk coming into this game about how dominant this Ole Miss defensive front is. Again, leads the country in tackles for loss, leads in sacks. They've been dominant against the run. Dogs offensive line, first 3 plays, pushing them off the ball.
Split backfield out of the shotgun. We hand it to Etienne to the left at the 5. Hit at the 4. They wrap him up on this near sideline and drive him back, but forward progress gets him to the 4. The Arkansas transfer linebacker Chris Paul from Cordele, Georgia, makes the tackle for the Ole Miss defense. Georgia picks up 3 on that run by Etienne, and he gets a breather as he heads to the far sideline. And the Dogs have it goal to go on the Ole Miss 4, trying to cash in on an early interception.
A little better there by Ole Miss, jamming the middle. Dogs again trying to run right between the tackles. Etienne saw that, easily bounced it outside.
Cash Jones in the backfield, gets the handoff, tries to switch gears, running this side. He's covered up and just blown up at the 9. They knocked him back a yard as he had 3 blue shirts driving him into the sideline. The first guy they got to him was the corner Trey Amos, the transfer from Alabama. That's going to be a lost yardage play for Georgia. Back to the 8-yard line. We lost 4. Tried a little misdirection. The play went to the right. We handed it off to Cash back to the left. Didn't work. It's goal to go. 3rd down on the 8.
This Ole Miss defense has been very good in the red zone. Only have allowed 12 touchdowns on the year. That's 5th in the country. They're 5th in the country in red zone defense as well.
Etienne back in. Throw to the right flat to Trevor at the 12. At the 5. Contact at the 2. And he stopped right there.
Or Georgia offensive lineman immediately turning to the bench and saying, let's go for it, let's go for it, let's go for it. That was just a quick screen to the outside. That ball thrown a little bit low, but Etienne able to secure it. Good quick move to get up to the 2-yard line, and Dogs keeping the offense on the field.
He got 6 that time, Z. And Georgia will, as you say, keep the offense out there. Delp, Lucky, and Urosic in this lineup. 3 tight ends. Nate Frazier in the backfield on goal to go from the 2. Toss sweep to Nate. He tucks it and runs. It gets into the end zone on the right side, just inside the pylon. Touchdown, Georgia.
Boy, it was a student body right. We had all kinds of beef on our right side. Just a little toss sweep, and the explosion from Nate Frazier. That was pretty well defended. He had a lot of powder blue jerseys sitting over there, but Nate Frazier saw a small little crease and exploded to get across the goal line.
They went to the speed of the freshman from Compton, California, and it paid dividends. Dogs on the board first. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. And here's Peyton Woodring to try the point after out of the hold of Carson Beck. Kicking it to our left. Rain falling here in Oxford, Mississippi. Georgia taking advantage of an early interception and putting 6 on the board, trying to make it 7. Snap, hold, kick into the net, and good. Dogs lead it here over Ole Miss in Oxford early, first quarter, 10:32 remaining by a score of 7-0. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck, there's only one call, that's all. 404, call Ken. Georgia 7, Ole Miss nothing. Back to Oxford right after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Hunger affects every community in America, from children to seniors to hardworking families. So to help those struggling with food insecurity, our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste. They then distribute it to local food banks in an effort to donate 3 billion meals to those in need by 2025. Because at Kroger, we believe that everyone deserves access to fresh food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger Zero Waste Foundation to help defeat hunger and eliminate food waste. Visit chcwf.org today.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The Piedmont Bank is a proud partner of the UGA Athletic Association and presenter of the 2024 Arch Award. As one of Georgia's largest community banks, we are focused on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank, banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Oxford, Mississippi. Georgia with a 7-0 lead. They turned a Dan Jackson interception into points. It was a 7-play, 21-yard drive in 3:21. Nate Frazier with a 2-yard touchdown run on 4th and goal to make it 7-0 Georgia. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount. So Frazier with the touchdown on 4th down. Georgia leads the SEC in 4th down conversions. They're now 12 out of 14 with 3 touchdowns on 4th down. Here's Woodring's kick from right to left, high, hanging in the rain, end over end, spinning into the end zone. And Ole Miss will just run away from it and take the touchback. And the Rebels are going to have to go to quarterback number 2, Jackson Dart, injured on that first series. The senior from Kaysville, Utah, and a transfer from Southern Cal out. And the freshman left-hander from Miami, Austin Simmons, is in the ballgame for the Rebels.
Going back to that touchdown by Nate Frazier on 4th down, the Rebels actually had stopped him just shy or right at the goal line. Wasn't sure if he got in. Nate Frazier able to put his hand down and then roll on top of a couple of bodies to ensure the TD.
Simmons with a play fake and a bootleg left. He rolls out and fires a strike to Juice Wells on the far sideline for 11 yards and a first down to the 36.
Yeah, immediately gets Simmons on the run. Little bootleg to the outside, just a comeback. We were single safety playing cover 3 there and off.
Out of bounds immediately. Play fake again. Pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage, but caught by the Ole Miss tight end, Daquan Wright from Perry, Georgia. Caught the tipped ball, was just kind of fluttering over the line of scrimmage, and Wright caught it and is tackled at the 47. 11 more for the Dogs. Stackhouse tipped that pass, but Ole Miss was able to catch it and pick up another first down. Now they'll run it for the first time in the ball game. Straight ahead with Ulysses Bentley, an SMU transfer. Parrish is out. He's their leading rusher, so Bentley gets the carry. Senior from Houston, Texas. The gain is minimal. Warren Brinson, the tackle, between the tackles at the Ole Miss 47. No gain on the play.
Great penetration there by Brinson, really the entire defensive front for the Dogs.
They run it again with Bentley. Same result. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to spin away from pressure in the backfield. And that was Warren Brinson, and then C.J. Allen was able to make the tackle as he got to the line of scrimmage. He may have actually lost a little bit. They put the ball back on the 46, so he did. He lost 1, and it's 3rd and 11 for Ole Miss. Georgia with a 7-0 lead. Simmons the quarterback now. Quick throw on a slant to the right. Juggling catch, I think, made by Jordan Watkins, who had a career day last week against Arkansas.
Dogs brought linebacker pressure there. Just a quick slant against pressure. Again, played single safety. Man free there. Good ball, good catch. If he doesn't juggle that, he probably gets a first down, but Dogs able to stop him 2 yards in front of the first down marker. And Ole Miss, as you would expect with Lane Kiffin calling the shots, they're keeping their offense on the field as well.
Yeah, he got 9. He needed 11, and as he told you, it's 4th down and 2 at the Georgia 45 for Ole Miss. They're moving to our right. Snap to Simmons, the left-hander, stands tall in the pocket, whips it over the middle. It's caught at the Georgia 39 by Caden Lee. Just those quick slants in between the hash marks, and then run after the catch. Dan Jackson had to make the stop in the Georgia secondary at the Dogs' 32-yard line. A gain of 13. Ole Miss taking up just chunks of yardage each passing play. Here's another one towards the right corner of the end zone. Won't get there, and he overthrows his man. That was the tight end Wright as the ball went sailing out of bounds around the 5-yard line or so as Wright was running down this near sideline, but no chance to catch that ball. It's a long, incomplete pass. It'll be second down for the Rebels on the Dogs' 32.
Ole Miss tried to fake a smoke screen there to get the Dogs to come up and bite on that. Had a deep post to clear the safety with a wheel route behind it. Well defended by Georgia.
They give it to Ulysses Bentley, the fourth, and he's trying to stutter step his way for positive yards. Not a lot of it there. Jammed up at the 30. 2-yard pickup for Ole Miss as the Dogs close the gaps in the middle of the field. Looked like Smile Munden, so a game-time decision in there to make a piece of that tackle for the Dogs. Munden manning the landscape at middle linebacker for the Dogs. Snap to Simmons was a little bit high. He pulls it down and fires a strike to Caden Lee. Again, just to look like a slant or post pattern, caught around the 15 and then down to the 9-yard line. KJ Bolden got him down.
Good recognition there by Simmons. Dogs did a nice job of disguising that coverage.
21 yards. They hand it to Bentley. He just bursts the last 9 for a touchdown right down the hash mark. Ole Miss didn't even blink. Dart is not in the game. Simmons is. He just directed a 75-yard drive. And we're almost tied here in the first quarter, and they'll try the point after to do just that.
Boy, give Simmons some credit there to step into this football game against one of the best defenses in the country. Did a really good job, first with his recognition, then his accuracy and ball placement as he's throwing the football on that drive. Very, very impressive for somebody that hasn't thrown the football a whole lot coming into this game.
Caden Davis, Texas A&M transfer for the point after. Kicking to our right. And the kick is up, and the kick is good, and we are tied at 7 with 6:53 to go in the first quarter. Timeout here in Oxford. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck? There's only one call, that's all. 404, call Ken. 7 apiece, Dogs and Rebels on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
College is about learning things you're interested in from top-notch instructors, working with great people, and building lifelong relationships. Sounds a lot like becoming an IBEW electrician. I'm Kenny Mullins for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. We're the other 4-year degree. If college isn't for you, but you're interested in learning a skill for a career that you can be proud of, come join us. Visit IBEW613.org.
There's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Zaxby's Sensation Salad is so much more than a plain old salad. It's a salad, which begs the question, at what point does a salad stop being a salad and become a salad? Is it when you add Zaxby's fried chicken to it? Crunchy wontons? Asian slaw? Citrus vinaigrette? Teriyaki glaze? Sweet and spicy sauce? Or is it when you top it all with a handmade perfectly fried egg roll? Without a doubt, the egg roll. The Sensation Salad, only at Zaxby's.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that makes our state incredible. That's why we're leading real change in healthcare, dedicating ourselves to providing a quality patient experience through innovation, personalization, and teamwork. What does that mean for you? You get up-to-date treatment, collaborative care, and the best possible outcomes. To see more about our commitment to raising the standards of quality in Georgia, visit Piedmont.org/quality care. Piedmont, real change lives here.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, Ole Miss with a quick answer on their second offensive series. They go 75 in 10 plays, 3:39 on the clock, a 9-yard touchdown run by Ulysses Bentley, the running back, his second touchdown of the year to tie the game at 7. That's your Georgia Metals Drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today. Say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discounts. And we go down to the Georgia sidelines. And DJ Shockley, brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. Shock.
Hey, fellas, we just saw that quarterback Simmons just go right down the field on our defense. But one of the things I just heard the defensive guys talking about is this guy's a lefty, but also he's a baseball player, so he's used to ball coming out a little bit quicker. So they're talking about getting your hands up from the defensive lineman standpoint because of how quickly the ball's coming out. So they got to kind of change the plan of how to attack this guy because he doesn't hold on to it as long as Jackson Dart does.
Well, it looked like it, too, on that last series. I mean, he's whipping that ball out of that left hand. As Ole Miss will kick it, a squib kick. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Cash Jones tries to scramble back and get on it. He does around the 10. And then he tries to run with it, and he's clobbered at the 14-yard line. And Ole Miss is very happy with that.
I don't think that was intended. I think the kicker, as he was going in to kick the football, slipped on the turf. They overseeded this turf with rye, so a little bit slippery out there right now. Slipped, but it worked out well for the Rebels. And then Cash Jones going down the field, it just took a bad hop and got past him.
Yeah, he had to get on it. I think he touched it initially when it got past him, and then he had to go recover it and tried to do what he could with it, and that was about a 4-yard return. So Georgia will start 1st and 10 on its own 14. Trevor Etienne in the backfield, the lone setback, back under center. Dylan Bell to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. And Arian Smith to the short side of right. Handoff Etienne. He breaks through a hole at right tackle. The flag is down behind the play as Etienne will run for a first down, it looks like.
Illegal formation. Offense. More than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Referee Jeff Heiser with the call there. Illegal formation on Georgia, so that will wipe out a 10-yard run for the Dogs and back us up 5 to the 9-yard line.
Well, you don't like the penalty. What you do like early in this football game is the Dogs doing a nice job up front in the battle of the in the trenches here.
Tate Ratledge is the right guard, not Micah Morris, to start the ball game. Handoff to Nate Frazier. Running straight up the gut, powering his way across the 10 to the 11. Jared Ivey and Chris Paul, a couple of transfers on the stop for the Ole Miss Rebels after a 2-yard pickup to the 11. It'll be 2nd down and long for the Dogs. 2nd and 13.
Ole Miss so far in this football game defensively, a lot of too high safeties that they've seen, so just keeping 7 in the box, and Dogs trying to take advantage of it and run the football.
Cash Jones in the backfield. Handoff to Cash, and Ole Miss is on him immediately in the backfield. Just wrapping him up from the outset is Xavier Harris, a junior from Canton, Mississippi. He was in the backfield almost as soon as Beck got the snap of the football.
Yeah, that's just a blown assignment up front from the Dogs on the offensive line. Left him unblocked.
Lost 2, back to the 9. 3rd down long for Georgia. Beck in the shotgun. Jones in the backfield. Snap back to Carson. He's in the end zone to throw, and coming back for it at the 20 is Dylan Bell. Bounces off his body and incomplete. Couldn't tell if the defender candidate got a hand on that or not. He's the nickelback. He may have gotten a hand in there to deflect it away, but it's incomplete nonetheless.
Ole Miss showed cover 4. They actually went to cover 2. We tried to throw a deep comeback, maybe a little misread on the coverage. It was really well defended, a tight window. Even if we catch that one, it wouldn't have been for a first down.
No, it would have given Georgia a little more punting room. As it is, Brett Thorson will have to kick out of the end zone. They come after it. Gets the punt off, and it's going to come down at the 50-yard line, and a fair catch is made by Micah Davis for Ole Miss, right on the 50, or maybe just an inch or two on the plus side for the Rebels. So the Dogs kick it out of a hole, but Ole Miss with good field position, 41-yard punt, and no return. Timeout here in the first quarter, 5:04 to go in the first period. We're tied at 7, Georgia and Ole Miss. Our first half presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one. One call, 404, call Ken. We're back to rainy Mississippi right after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
This football season, the Bulldogs won't be the only ones scoring. Let First Franklin Financial help you score the cash you need with a loan up to $15,000. At First Franklin, we offer fast approvals, fixed rates, and payment plans to fit any budget. To find the Georgia branch near you, visit us at WeMakeLoans.com. All loan terms and APR depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria and may require collateral. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLS number 141654. Georgia residence licensing number 5656. Offer not available in North Carolina.
Hello, dog fans. This is Trip Strickland with Georgia Metals, and we've been real busy in the off-season. Georgia Metals has expanded into 7 states. Chances are, wherever you are, we are too. So go to GeorgiaMetals.com and call a location near you and give our salesman a hearty roof for a discount on your next project.
Between the hedges and across the state, this is where the dogs play. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
There's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town, with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now, when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard back with you in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Oxford, Mississippi. Georgia fans, Bulldogs football is brought to you in part by Modelo, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial brewed for full-time Bulldog fans. Drink responsibly. So after the possession exchange, Georgia had to kick it out of the end zone where Thorson delivered a 41-yard punt to the 50, and that's where Ole Miss will start this possession. And Jackson Dart is back in the ballgame.
That bouncing around, not sure if it was an ankle or a knee or what it was. It was something on his left leg, I believe. Still favoring it just a little bit, but hopping around out there in the huddle, about to break the huddle.
Yeah, well, his understudy did a pretty good job. 5 out of 6 for 64 yards and a touchdown drive for Simmons, the quarterback. But now Dart is back in. And on 1st and 10 from the 50, a soft throw to the 45 to the tight end right. And tackled on this near sideline by Julian Humphrey at the Georgia 38. A quick 12-yard pickup and a first down for Ole Miss.
Yeah, the adjustment from Lane Kiffin after that first series was just, we're going to go quick game passing. It's almost what they've done exclusively.
Lee in motion left. They fake the handoff to him, throw it to the right side to the other tight end, Prescorn, who reaches up high, makes the grab, and runs his way down to the Georgia 12-yard line. A gain of 26. Jalen Walker chasing after him and finally getting him out of bounds at the 12. Ole Miss, 2 passes from the 50, and they're inside the red zone and threatening to take the lead.
Yeah, just a crossing route there from Ole Miss. Got the matchup they wanted with Jalen Walker in coverage there. Good recognition by Dart.
Dart takes a high snap, pulls it down, and hands it off. And they will run it straight ahead as Rashad Amos, little guy, pushing his way forward. Stackhouse and Miller, 2 of our beefy linemen on the stop at the 10-yard line. It was a 2-yard gain, just a surge straight ahead. Dart, play fake, this time throws it to the right corner, and he overshoots his man on the right side of the end zone. Incomplete pass. And that'll bring up third down now for Ole Miss. He was trying to get it to Juice Wells in the right corner, but we had him covered well, and Dart threw it high and away.
Yeah, Julian Humphrey there in coverage was just all over the Ole Miss receiver. Nowhere for Jackson Dart to go with that football.
Dart in the shotgun. Bentley's back in the backfield now. Offset to his right from the 10 on third down and 8. They toss it to Bentley. Sweeping run to the left. Breaks a tackle at the 9. Sidesteps a man and then dances out of bounds around the 6. So Georgia pinned him in pretty good on that far sideline with Chris Cole and KJ Bolden getting him into the boundary on that far side to bring up fourth down for the Rebels. And they'll send on the field goal unit to try a kick from the 6-yard line. It is the line of scrimmage. They'll spot it down in the vicinity of the 14 on the far hash, kicking to the right in the range. So about a 24-yard try for Caden Davis, the 6'2 transfer from Texas A&M.
Ole Miss tried to spread the dogs out there, just ran option out of shotgun. Too much speed for Georgia there, though.
Ole Miss will break the tie with a 24-yard field goal. The kick is good, and Ole Miss has the lead, 10-7. Davis, that's his 16th field goal of the year in 19 tries, so a very reliable and strong kicker. His long this year, and his career long is 57 yards. So the Rebels go 44 yards in 6 plays in 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and add on a 33-yard field goal. Chile take a 10-7 lead. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount. 3:01 remaining first quarter. Rebels by 3 now after Georgia scored first following an early interception by Dan Jackson. The Rebels with 10 straight points. Join BMW's drive to end hunger and support a worthy cause and take advantage of exceptional offers on select models through November 30th. See your local BMW center today for details or visit BMWATL.com today. Ole Miss to kick it away with Davis. Booms this one high and end over end deep on the back line of the end zone. It'll bounce through for a touchback. And Georgia will have it at the 25, and the Dogs will see if they can get something cooking on this possession.
Dogs early in this football game really trying to establish the run, and up front they've done a nice job. Got put behind the chains a little bit on that last drive with the illegal formation. But our big boys up front holding their own against this highly touted defensive front from Ole Miss.
Ball's on the near hash. Georgia moving left in white jerseys, silver breeches. Back in the shotgun with Etienne to his right. You got the tight end, Jurasic to the right as a wing, and everybody else in tight for the most part. 2 receivers to the near side. Beck will throw it to his right in the right flat to Etienne. Caught around the 20. Angling towards the sideline and tackled right on the sideline, right on the boundary at the 29 by Jaden Kennedy. And the gain will be 4. Xavier Truss is at guard now. Monroe Freeling is at right tackle for the Dogs as Ratledge has come out of the game at his guard spot. 2nd down and 6. Frazier in the backfield now. Get the carry. And Ole Miss will lift him up and carry the freshman back in the other direction. Forward progress to where? The 30. We'll see where they spot it down. Looks like around the 30, maybe just across it. Chris Paul, one of the guys, the linebacker, one of the guys that jammed him up, picked him up, and pushed him back the other way.
Yeah, really nice read there by Paul, filling the B gap right where Frazier was going. Looked like we had a little bit of a crease until Paul got in there almost out of nowhere.
It's 3rd and 4 for the Dogs on our own 31-yard line. Frazier stays in the game to the left of Beck, who motions Lovett across the formation to the right. Now joining 3 receivers on that side. And check. Was there a timeout or penalty marker? I don't see any flags.
Prior to the play clock running out. Post-charge timeout. Georgia.
There's the reason. Didn't want the delay penalty, so the sideline calls a time prior to the play clock expiring with 1 minute and 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dogs trail Ole Miss by a score of 10-7. Rebels with 114 yards of offense so far, just 27 for the Dogs. Ole Miss has passed for 102 in the quarter. Georgia's passed for 10. We've rushed for 17. They've rushed for 12. We scored an early touchdown after a Dan Jackson interception. Gave the Dogs the ball at the 21. Nate Frazier on 4th and goal from the 2 punched it across. Ole Miss has scored the next 10. That's your first quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit Loans for Land and Farms. 3rd and 4 for the Dogs on our 31-yard line. Beck in the shotgun. We snap it back. Pressure from the edge. He steps up and rolls right and throws on the run. London Humphreys makes the catch and is hit immediately. He took one step after he caught the ball and got driven into the turf at the 35 by John Saunders.
I think the ball came out when he got hit. Looked like he had caught it. Then on contact, that ball popped out. So incomplete pass. I wonder if they're going to go back and look at this as potential targeting.
11-4-2 is now changed. Clear.
And I just saw the replay. It was a clean hit. Really nice play there by Ole Miss.
Humphreys unable to hang on, so 4th down, and Georgia will punt it again. Thorson gets off a nice long hanging boomer, a spiraling punt back to the 21. Ole Miss trying to return it with Micah Davis. He broke 2 tackles initially from our gunners, and then he's hit by a 3rd man and stopped around the 22 or 23-yard line, close to the Ole Miss sideline. Minute 20 to go in the quarter. We exchange the possession, and Ole Miss will now have it on their own 23-yard line.
Well, after that initial drive, Ole Miss has really gone almost entirely to the quick passing game. Dogs haven't found an answer for it yet, and as they found some creases in that, they've been allowed that running game to open up just a little bit.
Thorson's punt was 51 yards. The return was 3. And Ole Miss 1st and 10 on its 23. Dart back in at quarterback as he was in the last series. Play fake, wants to throw. Pressure straight up the middle, just dumps it off to his left to Bentley. And the running back will do his thing up to the 30 before he's tackled low around the knees by Jonel Aguero after a 7-yard gain to the 30.
Well, that was a designed little screen out of the backfield the entire way. Receivers downfield just to get other defenders out. An extension of the running game for Ole Miss.
We had pressure through the gaps up the middle. We bring it again, and Dart will calmly throw it over the middle again to Bentley. Bentley's on the move across the 50. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Down at the Georgia 39-yard line. C.J. Allen, the linebacker, made the final stop.
Dogs brought pressure there. They just slid the running back out as we brought pressure. Nobody was in the middle of the field.
31-yard gain. Ole Miss goes quickly. 1st and 10. Dart steps up in the pocket, avoids pressure, and just kind of lobs it to his right to the running back, Bentley, who is shoved into the boundary, but they got positive yards out of that. And well, that's a good way to get 6 or 7 yards, which they did to the Georgia 32.
Wholesale changes here for the Georgia defensively as we brought in about 5 new defenders.
Ole Miss, with the pace of their offense, giving us some problems here in this first quarter, and that's the last play of the period. First 15 in the books. Ole Miss with a 10-7 lead on the Dogs and trying to drive for more. Our first half presented today by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck. There's only one call. That's all. 404. Call Ken. Again, your score, Ole Miss 10, Georgia 7. Second quarter coming up next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
off your game with Georgia Peanuts. Power-packed with protein, essential nutrients, and great taste, Georgia Peanuts are the MVP for affordability, sustainability, and nutrition. To score life touchdowns while cheering on the dogs, look for Georgia Peanuts in Sanford Stadium concessions or visit GAAPeanuts.com to order online. This message is brought to you by the family farmers of the Georgia Peanut Commission. Peanuts! Get your peanuts!
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
This holiday season, spread a little extra cheer with BMW. For every new BMW bought in the month of November, we'll donate 200 meals to families in need through Feeding America. Over the last 7 years, BMW has proudly helped provide over 17 million meals to those in need, and with your help, that number will continue to grow. Visit your local BMW center for details or visit bmwusa.com/Drive to End Hunger today. Take advantage of exceptional offers during BMW's Drive to End Hunger event.
Game day traditions start with a cup of community coffee. Proud coffee partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Family owned since 1919, Community Coffee has spent 5 generations roasting great tasting blends right here in the USA. They're just as dedicated to making a difference in the community with programs that support teachers, military service members, disaster relief, and first responders. Try Community Coffee or find it near you at communitycoffee.com.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, Ole Miss with a 10-7 lead on Georgia as we get ready to start quarter number 2. When the holidays get real, start at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where you'll find early Black Friday deals. Kohl's, where families come first. Ole Miss racked up over 550 yards of offense in that record-setting win over Arkansas last week. After one quarter of play here this afternoon, Z, Ole Miss has 159 yards. Georgia only 27 total yards of offense after one quarter.
Yeah, part of that is the turnover that we got operating on a short field. The other 2 drives, though, not really able to get much going as Ole Miss defense is stiffened here. But right now, how do we go find an answer for some of the slight adjustments that Kiffin made after that first series, where he's gone to the quick passing game just to loosen us up just a little bit as he saw the Ole Miss offensive line struggling, at least in the first 3 plays of the game, with our defensive front.
Only 1 first down for the Georgia offense so far, 7 for Ole Miss. They've got the ball right now as we start the second quarter. They're sitting at the Georgia 32, and it's 2nd down and 3 for the Rebels as they'll move to our left now in the offensive possession. Dart with a play fake and a keeper at right tackle, just on the other side of the far hash, and he gets in there behind his offensive line and surges forward to the 30. So it's going to be 3rd down and a yard to go. They need to get to the 29. Xavier McLeod and Jalen Walker on the stop for Georgia's defense. 3rd and a yard for Ole Miss on the Dogs 30.
Rebels fake the jet sweep there, trying to move out linebackers from the middle of that defense and then just run Dart on a dive. We had it hemmed up pretty well, but there was a late push by Jackson Dart.
He's their 2nd leading rusher. Now there's a squirrel on the field, and the officials have stopped play. There's a squirrel at the 18, at the 19. He's got a jitterbug there. He thinks he's in traffic, and he gives Ole Miss a move. He's going to run right through their offense. A couple of their players step away from him. The squirrel, they're trying to shoo him off the field, and he'll head towards the Georgia sideline, unencumbered, and he's finally out of bounds there. So the officials stop play for a squirrel on the field. We had a squirrel one year, got into an electrical box for the Alabama game several years ago and knocked out power to the stadium in the pregame. That was fried squirrel. This was just regular old plain out of the tree squirrel here. 10-7 is our score. Ole Miss leading Georgia. 14:22 to go in the second quarter, and Ole Miss with a 3rd and 1 play coming up. Now, I think they've got big J.J. Pegues in the backfield. Now, he's a short yardage guy. They like to use him in the goal line. 325-pounder. He's a defensive lineman. He'll take direct snaps like he may do here. Yep, that's what they do. High snap to Pegues. He sprints off the right side, and the crowd loves that. Well, he got more than one. He got about 9 to the 21. He may have gotten 10. Jalen Walker had to tackle that load. Pegues converts again and trots back to the sideline. The big guy picked up the first down to the 21.
Boy, some speed there from Pegues, too. Jalen Walker had to go down low and wrap him up by his ankles to get him down.
9-yard gain on a direct snap to their defensive lineman. Now to Dart in the shotgun, split backfield, play fake, and he'll throw it out to his left to Bentley, and he's caught behind the line by the Dogs as Raylan Wilson, with a fine defensive play, tackled him by the legs and just tugged him to the turf back at the 28-yard line.
Boy, great job there by Raylan Wilson reading that. Ole Miss has gone to that play already a couple of different times in this football game. Just a quick swing pass outside. No different than a sweep, except you're just throwing it. Wilson read that the entire way and just closed quickly.
Lost 7 on the play. Back to the 28. Dart going for the end zone here on this play and misses his man. Jordan Watkins running down this near sideline. Dalen Everett with very tight coverage on the Ole Miss receiver. And the Louisville transfer unable to get to that ball as it sails out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down now for the Rebels from the Georgia 28.
Good coverage there by Everett. He put his hand on the receiver late there. Didn't really have any need to. The Ole Miss fans in the corner of the end zone yelling for a flag.
3rd and about 17. Ole Miss to run it here. And Bentley, I think it is, will angle to his left, trying to squeeze through some blocks. Chris Cole makes the hit at the 26, and Dalen Everett joins in. That's where they stop the play after only a 2-yard gain to bring up 4th down now, and Ole Miss will try a field goal here. This one should be in the 43, 44-yard range. Rebels up 10-7, trying to go up 6 here. Field goal try by Caden Davis from the 33.5, near hash, kicking left. Kick is away, and the kick is spinning towards the uprights and good. So Ole Miss adds 3 more and takes a 6-point lead. 13-7 is our score. Ole Miss leading the Dogs with 12:12 to go in the second quarter. We've got a timeout here in Oxford. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured, you know who to call. There's only one call, 404-CALL-KEN. Back to Vaught Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi, with Ole Miss leading Georgia 13-7 right after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
This football season, the Bulldogs won't be the only ones scoring. Let First Franklin Financial help you score the cash you need with a loan up to $15,000. At First Franklin, we offer fast approvals, fixed rates, and payment plans to fit any budget. To find the Georgia branch near you, visit us at WeMakeLoans.com. All loan terms and APR depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria and may require collateral. First Franklin Financial Corporation, NMLS number 141654. Georgia residence licensing number 5656. Offer not available in North Carolina. On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Cracks in your basement walls? Well, you could rent a backhoe and fix the foundation repairs yourself. Of course not. So why would you hire a company that doesn't have licensed engineers on staff? Engineered Solutions of Georgia has a team of licensed engineers on staff. If you have cracks in your basement wall, call my friends at ESOG for quality work. Neil Honda Williamson for ESOG, proud sponsor of the Dogs, Engineered Solutions of Georgia. ESOG now. Our Dogs have assembled another championship team for 2024. Neil Hondo Williamson here. If you're facing difficult changes at home, let Meriwether and Tharp put together a championship team for you in your divorce. Your kids, your money, your house. you've got questions, Merriweather and Tharp has answers. Helping clients through difficult times for over 25 years. Merriweather and Tharp, proud sponsors of the Georgia Bulldogs, thegeorgiadivorceteam.com.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, Ole Miss with a 13-7 lead. They went 51 yards in 9 plays in 4:08. And Caden Davis with his second field goal of the game, a 43-yarder to put the Rebels up by 6. That's the Georgia Metals Drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount. Ole Miss will kick it away with Davis. Cash Jones, the deep receiver. He stands on the Georgia 1 on the near hash. Dylan Bell on the other side on the 3. And Ole Miss in the rain will kick it from right to left. Davis pops it up high, hanging end over end. It's returnable. Bell calls for a fair catch at the 6. And the Dogs will have it on the touchback at the 25-yard line. Let's check in with Shock on the Georgia sidelines, brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. DJ.
All right, fellas, one of the things that was a topic of conversation, especially with the offensive line, was the communication with them stunned, with them moving. They talk about being able to communicate better, especially in the run game, because they had a couple guys with some free runs. So a big thing was in this drive, see better communication, especially in the run game on those stunts.
All right, see if the Dogs can churn out a drive here. Only one first down so far for the Dogs in this game. 13-7, Ole Miss with the lead. Beck in the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 25. A play fake and a quick throw over the middle to the tight end, Lucky. And he catches it, falls down with defenders draped on him. Trey Washington with the tackle up to the 39. And a 14-yard pickup, a Scana Energy first down on first down for the Dogs.
Just an inside skinny post there by Lucky. We faked the jet sweep, moved the linebacker just enough for Carson because he got that football out of his hands so quick to get the completion.
Ratledge back in at right guard and Truss the right tackle. And now Freeling is the left tackle and Green is out. Handoff Nate Frazier. He stutter steps wide to the left outside the numbers, looking for daylight there, and he'll find a little bit to the 42. Chris Paul, the linebacker, and Walter Nolan, one of their very talented linemen, the transfer from Texas A&M, make the stop after a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs. We're on our own 42, trailing with 11-12 to go in the half, 13-7. Beck brings Lovett in motion to the near side. Frazier, the handoff, fighting off the block of Ratledge for positive yards. Right up the hash across the 45 to the 48 for the freshman Frazier. 6-yard pickup. Perkins and Uman Mielen on the stop for the guys in powder blue. It's 3rd and a yard to go for the Dogs.
Well, good aggressive run. There wasn't a whole lot of space there for Nate Frazier. Just quickly got it through the hole.
He handed off to Frazier. He was hitting the backfield, bumped off a couple of men, trying to get in behind his blockers, and I think he fought for the first down. He got enough of a surge. He did. He picked it up as he pushed that ball just across the 49, short of the midfield stripe, but he only needed one. He got about 1.5, and he gets the Scana Energy first down on a hard power run.
Dogs continuing to show a lot of respect for this pass rush from Ole Miss.
See, the Dogs are going a little quickly, too. Beck hit as he throws from behind, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to go to Arian Smith, who was sliding to make a catch at the Ole Miss 25-yard line. And he comes up incomplete. The ball just a little bit short of Arian Smith's arms as he was trying to stretch those out and slide at the same time and make the grab.
Boy, Carson had exactly what he wanted, got hit, just barely bumped enough to take a little bit off that football. Or that could have been 6 points. That football underthrown because of the contact.
He got hit by Perkins, the SEC sack leader, from behind. Pressure again. This time Beck will go down. Doesn't get the ball out of his hands. And that's Jared Ivey. As Beck will go down back at the 41-yard line, a loss of 8. And the SEC's top sacks defense collects another one right there. That's their 42nd of the year.
Yeah, just an inside move. Nothing really fancy there. Just quickness from Ivy. We whiffed at the guard position. Nothing Carson could do there.
3rd and 18 for the Dogs. We're back on our 41 after that sack. 3 receivers to the right. Cash Jones in the backfield. He slips as he goes out. Beck rolls to his right and throws off one leg, incomplete. Here comes a flag.
That might be defensive holding right there. Lawson Lucky got all tangled up.
Lane Kiffin is out at the numbers at the 40-yard line, and the referee, Jeff Heeser's waving for him to get back on the sideline, but he's going to stay out there.
Holding. Number 5 against the defense. 10-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Well, Lane Kiffin out on the field just giving anybody who will listen to him an earful.
John Saunders, the guilty party for the Ole Miss defense. And that'll give Georgia a first down. A Scana Energy first down by penalty. We'll take it. Ball's on the Ole Miss 49 now for Georgia.
Yeah, good call. Lucky definitely got held. We may have gotten away with a hold as well in the interior line. I think that's what Lane Kiffin was complaining about.
2 tight ends right now. We flip-flop Delp to the left. Handed off to Frazier. He's hitting the backfield. He got away. Oh, my goodness. He got away and gets positive yards right down the hash at the 44-yard line. Daughtery and Saunders of the Ole Miss defense had to catch Frazier. I'm not sure how he got away, Z, from that mass of bodies on the left edge, but he did.
No, just tremendous push by Ole Miss up front. A little back jump by Nate Frazier to get away from that initial push and somehow was able to find a seam.
He got 5. 2nd down and 5 for the Dogs. Frazier again, handoff right side, cuts inside the block of Freeling at right tackle, but Ole Miss defends this one well. And Frazier stopped at the 42 by Chris Paul, the Arkansas transfer at linebacker. They got a couple. And it's going to be 3rd manageable for the Dogs from the Arkansas. Well, they moved the ball to the near hash, put it on the 43. So only got 1.
Well, just like that, we're starting to see this Ole Miss front 7 begin to flex their muscle a little bit. We had won the few snaps that we had in the first quarter offensively. We were winning that battle, kind of turned into a stalemate. Right now, Ole Miss starting to get pretty good penetration.
3rd and 4 for the Dogs. Snap to Beck. Quick throw left to Lovett. We didn't get the blocks out there for that wide receiver screen out to the left. Lovett made the catch, but he goes down at the 49. Lucky, I think, may have missed a block, and Ole Miss just covers him up, led by Saunders. Transfer from Miami of Ohio, the safety, makes the tackle at the 45. We lost 2 yards on the play.
Dogs had what we wanted to. Ole Miss was bringing pressure. We just miss a block. We had a blocker for each defender that's out there, so if we just get hats on the white hats, we've got a nice little gashing play that we would have had there.
Georgia on 4th down will punt it. Micah Davis for Ole Miss back deep on the 8. Thorson will try to pooch him in a hole. High, hanging, angling kick. Oh, my goodness, what a kick. We tried to field it in the air around the 2, and it slipped through our arms and checked up inside the 1 and out of bounds right before the pylon. A beautiful punt executed by Georgia. The officials are talking about it. They've got it marked on about the half-yard line, a 44.5-yard punt.
Yeah, what they're going to look as it did it touch us, they may move it up to like the 3-yard line where it touched us potentially.
Boy, terrific job by the punt coverage unit for Georgia. Ole Miss is definitely in a hole inside the 1. We've got a timeout here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Our first half presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck, there's only one call, that's all. 404, call Ken. Ole Miss with a lead, 13-7 on the Dogs. We'll continue in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Can't wait for Black Friday? Same. Luckily, Kohl's savings start early. Shop Friday through Sunday and score so many deals. As a top of my list, Amazon Kids tablets for $49.99. 40% off Cozy Fleece, a shark vacuum for $149.99. And with an extra 15% off, men's flannels are under $17. Plus, you'll earn $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent at Kohl's. Select styles, 15% offer valid November 8th through 10th. Coupons do not apply to Amazon and Shark. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Zaxby's Sensation Salad is so much more than a plain old salad. It's a salad, which begs the question, at what point does a salad stop being a salad and become A salad. Is it when you add Zaxby's fried chicken to it? Crunchy wontons? Asian slaw? Citrus vinaigrette? Teriyaki glaze? Sweet and spicy sauce? Or is it when you top it all with a handmade perfectly fried egg roll? Without a doubt, the egg roll. The Sensation Salad, only at Zaxby's.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that makes our state incredible. That's why we're leading real change in healthcare, dedicating ourselves to providing a quality patient experience through innovation, personalization, and teamwork. What does that mean for you? You get up-to-date treatment, collaborative care, and the best possible outcomes. To see more about our commitment to raising the standards of quality in Georgia, visit piedmont.org/quality care. Piedmont, real change lives here.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm here with legendary Georgia Bulldog quarterback and radio host Buck Ballou.
Ken and I are teaming up to give back to the brave men and women of our military. Ken's going to donate $500 to one member of the military every Bulldog football game this season.
If you're a member of the military in Atlanta, go to attorneykennugent.com to enter.
And somebody's going to win $500 every game.
One click.
That's it.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard back with you here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth as Georgia has kicked Ole Miss into a hole, and now let's see if they can take advantage of that. The ball is inside the Rebels 1. Ole Miss currently leads 13-7. A couple of field goals for the Rebs. Georgia, its only touchdown came after we intercepted the ball in the first series of the game. Nate Frazier on 4th and goal from the 2 scored for the Dogs. Dan Jackson had the interception. But Ole Miss racking up a lot of yards again, as they tend to do with this very effective offense. They'll work out of the end zone with Jackson Dart in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from inside their 1. One back in the backfield. Snap to Dart. He wants to throw out of the end zone. Here comes pressure, and he'll throw it over the middle. Incomplete at the 13. Juice Wells was streaking towards the ball from the right side on the hash. Couldn't get to it. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rebels from inside their 1.
Really good coverage there by Georgia. Jackson Dart, good poise, sitting right in the back of his own end zone as pressure was coming around him. Held that football as long as he could. Finally just had to throw that where no one could get it.
Raylan Wilson was breathing down his neck. This time the Rebels will keep it on the ground to try to punch out a little breathing room. Not a lot there. Dominique Thomas with his first carry. The Georgia State running back transfer, a senior from Ohatchee, Alabama. And they give him forward progress maybe to the 2. Michael Williams, Kristen Miller with the stop for the Dogs. Yeah, they put it on the 2, so he got a yard. It's 3rd and 9, plus a few inches for the Rebels around their own 2-yard line. Dart's in the shotgun. He's in the end zone. Snap and a throw to the near side, caught by Watkins. And he'll get the first down. He breaks a tackle of Dan Jackson at the 10, and we stop him around the 17 or 18. Raylan Wilson with the tackle. And he threw that ball right over the top of Michael Williams. If he had his hands up, he would have deflected it at the line of scrimmage, but he didn't have his hands up.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Dogs going to have to find an answer for these quick slants. Anytime Ole Miss needs a play, that's what they're going to.
They got 15 and a first down. Now Dart with all kinds of time. He's got Watkins in the middle of the field at the 35, angling quickly to midfield at the 50 and tackled right on the midfield stripe at the 50-yard line. Dan Jackson had to get the stop there, and Ole Miss, in just a couple of quick chunks, is right off their own goal line out to the 50-yard line.
Ole Miss doing a good job with formations right now, getting the matchups that they want. We had C.J. Allen on coverage there on a deep dig route. Just no way you're going to keep up with the receiver.
33 yards there. Watkins last week, 8 catches, 254 yards, and 5 touchdowns in the win over Arkansas. 5:22, clock ticking, second quarter. Ole Miss leads 13-7, but they're moving again after starting inside their own 1. They hand it off to Bentley. He patiently waits. A hole develops at right tackle. He hops through it for about 5 yards to the 45, stopped by our safety, Malachi Starks. the junior from Jefferson, Georgia. They'll spot the ball down between the 45 and the 46. Second down, 5.5 for Ole Miss. They're moving to our left. Play fake dart. Quick throw to the right. Caught by Juice Wells. Right on the Georgia sideline. Spins towards the field and hit a couple of times there at the 39. And the crowd says Juice. Daniel Harris and Chaz Chambliss on the stop for the Dogs. But it's a 6-yard gain. And it's a first down for Ole Miss.
Just a quick hitch again. Quick passing game from Ole Miss, giving us fits right now. They're sprinkling in some shots downfield, but it's a quick passing game that's loosening everything else up.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left, tight end in the wing to the right. Play fake to Watkins. Dart's going to keep it. Fights through the first wave, gets to our linebackers at the 35 and hit there by Stackhouse, who followed him from the line, and the safety, Dan Jackson. And they actually bring the ball back to the 36 for some reason. So maybe a break for Georgia there. They looked like he finished on the 35, but they spotted it back at the 36. Second down and about 8 for Ole Miss. Dart to throw, and he misses his target this time. Daquan Wright, the tight end, on a crossing route coming to the near side. He had Aguero chasing after the receiver, and the pass was incomplete out in front of Wright.
Just a shallow crossing route there by Wright. Aguero in pretty good coverage. That had to be almost a perfect throw for Jackson Dart to complete that one.
Clock stops with the incomplete pass with 3:45 to go in the quarter and the first half, with Ole Miss up 6. 3 receivers make it 4 to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Dart wants to run, and he's sorry he did. Right into Warren Brinson at the 36. He got a yard.
Boy, Jackson Dart slow to get up again from the sack in the first series of the
he's
game.
hobbling
Still
again.
hobbling.
Yeah, he went out for that series, a couple of series, I think, right?
Well, one series, they scored the touchdown
on the series, okay. Yeah, when Simmons came in and directed a 75-yard drive and went 5 of 6 throwing the football. It's 4th down and 7 for Ole Miss on the Georgia 36-yard line. They've got the offense out there. Will they snap it, or are they just playing around? They slide a man to the right out of the backfield. They will throw, and whistles will blow before Dart takes a hit in the backfield. Now the crowd takes notice of that as Warren Brinson was playing, because they snapped and ran, and whistles blew to kill the play. And now Lane Kiffin is going to argue about that being a late hit, I am assuming. He's fussing with one of the officials on the field.
Prior to the delay game foul, timeout. Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't know what they're complaining about. Jackson Dart actually threw the pass. Everything was in motion there. There's no way that you're going to pull up on that when the play's going on.
Well, that's why they didn't throw the flag. So Ole Miss uses the time. Maybe they just used the time to argue, because that's what they turned out to be doing. Ole Miss calls a time, and we will too, with the Rebels leading Georgia 13-7. Second quarter with 3 minutes to go. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured? You know who to call. There's only one. One call, 404. Call Ken. Back after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hello, Dog fans. It's Trip Strickland with Georgia Metals, and we've been real busy in the offseason. Georgia Metals has expanded into 7 states. Chances are, wherever you are, we are too. So go to GeorgiaMetals.com and call a location near you and give our salesman a hearty roof for a discount on your next project.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. Our Georgia Bulldogs have shown us what happens when a great team pulls together. At Pruitt Health, our team helps you recover from surgery or a major health event. Nurses, therapists, a whole team dedicated to giving people the personalized care they need. Come join the Pruitt Health team. Email hireme@pruitthealth.com. That's hireme@pruitthealth.com. Pruitt Health is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Hey, Dogs fans! Just like how Georgia Bulldogs make scoring a touchdown look easy, Carvana makes selling your car super easy, and they'll even pay you on the spot. All you need to do is go to Carvana.com, enter your license plate or VIN, answer a few questions, and bam! They'll give you a real offer for your car in seconds. That offer is good for 7 days. If you need to think about it, play by play. If you choose to accept the offer, Carvana will pay you on the spot. In between whistles, go to Carvana.com to get a real offer in seconds and sell your car today.
Bringing you the action from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth this afternoon. Ole Miss has the field goal unit on the field now from the 36. It'll be a 53-yard try for Caden Davis, who's 2 for 2 today. Between the hash marks, kicking left, 53 yards. Snap is down, kick is away, high. Boy, he's got plenty of leg on it. Does he have the accuracy? He does. Field goal is good. A 53-yarder by Davis. Man, he kicked that one high into the net. That one may have been good from 70. What a boot. Ole Miss now leads it 16-7 with 2:55 to go. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Well, the offense is dangerous. We told you about that. These guys started that possession inside their own 1-yard line. They still got points. 53-yard field goal on a 10-play, 63-yard drive in 4:19. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount.
Yeah, this is a really important time in this football game. 2:55 left on the clock. Dogs have got 2 timeouts. We do get the ball coming out of halftime, so trailing here 16-7. But if we can find points and win this series and win the series coming out of the locker room, brand new ball game.
Yeah, the defense has been a little bit, but as you pointed out, holding Ole Miss to 3 field goals here in the half. That's kind of a win. Kick by Davis will sail high and end over end, hanging in the air and finally landing 9 yards deep in the back of the end zone. Dogs will have a touchback. 2:55 to work with. A couple of timeouts and the 2-minute timeout built in there as well. So plenty of time if this offense can get moving. We haven't thrown a lot of passes, Z. Just 7 pass attempts. Beck's completed 4. We've kind of heavy on the run today.
Yeah, we have been so far. That's just out of respect for the way this front 7 for Ole Miss can get after the quarterback. 1 sack given up by the Dogs so far in the first half.
1st and 10 at our 25. Dogs play fake for Beck. Will throw it and caught at the 40. Falling down is Dylan Bell. The defender draped right on top of him, and that was Amos on the tackle as he was shoulder to shoulder with Dylan Bell, but a nice 15-yard pickup and a first down for the Dogs on the first play of the possession.
That was a deep curl. Great placement on that football by Carson Beck. Really good coverage inside shoulder of the receiver. Carson threw that one outside, forced Dylan Bell to dive outside. Only place he could have put that football to complete it.
Lovett comes in motion to the near side. ETN to the backfield. Will throw it to Dom on the hash. He breaks away from one man and another up to the 50 into Ole Miss territory to the 48. Trey Washington, the tackle, 12 yards and another first down for the Dogs as the clock will tick down towards the 2 minutes timeout. And we will take it right now. So a couple of nice pass plays for the Dogs, and quickly they're into Ole Miss territory at the 48-yard line. Timeout here in rainy Oxford, Mississippi. The Rebels lead Georgia 16-7. Dogs are trying to do something about that before the end of the half. Our first half presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured, you know who to call. There's only one. One call, 404-CALL-KEN. We'll come back to Oxford, Mississippi, Vaught Hemingway Stadium, right after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
A well-executed game plan is always the key to a victory on the field, and it's the same when it comes to stopping people from dying in crashes caused by drunk drivers. When alcohol is part of the tailgate or any occasion, then the game plan always includes a ride with a sober driver. All drunk driving deaths are preventable, and choosing not to drink and drive saves lives, maybe even your own, and it'll avoid a costly DUI arrest. That's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds everyone to drive sober so they won't have to pull you over.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
You know what a ton of people do every day? They win playing the Georgia Lottery. They do, like Keno, with over 95,000 winners every day. See? And Quick Win, with a whopping 20,000 winners a day. And get this, Scratchers have almost 367,000 winners a day. That's insane. And yeah, over $3.9 billion in prizes were won last year. And there could be a big chunk with your name on it, but only if you play the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
Stay tuned for the Breda Pest Management Halftime Report with Neil Hondo Williamson. Halftime protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. And right now, let's spotlight the first half's best in game stats, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to be the official freight partner of Georgia Athletics. Well, the Dogs' only score came on a fourth down play for the Dogs. Georgia leading the SEC in fourth down conversions, 12 of 14 this season. And on 4th and goal from the 2, Nate Frazier scored his third touchdown of the season to put the Dogs on the board first, and that's our best in game stats. Right now it's 16-7. Ole Miss leading the Dogs with 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Georgia will have it at the Ole Miss 48-yard line, 1st and 10 when time comes back in. Dogs to the line. ETN in the backfield with Beck. Bell out to the left. And 2 tight ends and Lovett in tight to the right. Now Lovett goes in motion to the left. Snap it back to Beck. Hands it to ETN. He angles to the right. Bounces outside towards the numbers. And he's hit on a converging tackle by Daugherty and one other Ole Miss defender at the 44-yard line. He got a quick 4 yards as the clock moves to 1:43 and continues to tick. 2nd down and 6 for the Dogs. Nate Frazier in the backfield now for Georgia.
Good solid run there on 1st down. Dogs not in any hurry, still with 2 timeouts, 1:30 left on the clock.
Jurasic, Lovett, and Smith in tight to the right, and Bell he's to the right, and the other 3 to the left. Pump fake by Beck to throw. He's got Jurasic. It hit him right in the chest and incomplete. Bounces away. He threw it right over the defender. A beautiful throw by Beck, who was being pressured as he threw that one on a left angle. And Jurasic just tried to jump in the air and cradle the ball with his arms, and it looked like it just bounced right off his chest plate.
It did. Hit him right between the 8 and the 4. Ole Miss defender threw his hand up. It maybe distracted Jurasic just a little bit, but definitely one that should have been caught.
3rd down and 6 for Georgia on the Ole Miss 44. Cash Jones shifts out of the backfield. Beck takes the snap. Pressure coming, and he'll go down. Another sack for Ole Miss. They just sprinted with Uman Mielen from the defensive right edge. He came from Beck's backside. Carson tried to run and get away, but he's going to be tackled for a sack back at the 46. And that's going to be a loss of 10.
Or just a speed rush on the outside. Carson Beck had absolutely no chance to get away from that one.
So Ole Miss's defense does the trick again. 1:09 to go in the first half. And we've got a timeout. 4th down and 14 for the Dogs with a timeout. Let's check the Modelo scoreboard. Modelo's a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Bulldogs fans. Drink responsibly. South Carolina Vanderbilt scoreless in the second. Indiana 14-3 on Michigan. They are in the second. Virginia Tech leads Clemson 7-0. Quarter number 2. Texas Tech shutting out Colorado 13-0 in the second. Florida got clobbered by Texas today 49-17, and Ohio State blitzed Purdue 45-0. Those are finals. Dogs will punt it away. Thorson hangs it high and inside the 15. A fair catch called for by the Rebels' Micah Davis, right around the 13-yard line or so. And Ole Miss will have it with 63 seconds to go. A 41-yard punt by Brett Thorson. And Ole Miss with 2 timeouts and 63 seconds to work with for an offense that moves at rapid pace, and they'll start at their own 13. They lead 16-7.
Last 4 drives, Ole Miss has been able to find points, a touchdown on their second drive of the game, and then 3 field goals on their last 3 possessions. See if we can stop that trend.
Looks like they'll go with an empty set. Now they shift a man into the backfield. That's Bentley, and they'll run out of the pistol. Dart, handoff to Bentley. Angles to the right, tries to change direction back to the left, but Jalen Walker won't let him. Hits him in the backfield for a loss back at the 9, a loss of 4. Jalen Walker got in there immediately, and as Bentley tried to change directions, Walker wrapped him up for a loss.
Now, Ole Miss not in a tremendous hurry here. They wanted to see if they could get some kind of positive yards out of that first play.
Yeah, the clock's still ticking. 37, 36, 35. Dart in the shotgun. Now continuing to let the clock tick, and the play clock is at 10. Now he's clapping his hands, asking for the football. They snap it. It's a little high. He'll bring it down and hand it off to Bentley. Jackson missed the tackle back at the 5. Bentley still running and angling out of bounds at the 14 or 15-yard line, and that'll stop the clock with 20 seconds to go at the 15. He got 6. Jalen Walker was pursuing on the play. They spotted on the 14, so the gain was 5. 3rd down and 9 for the Ole Miss Rebels with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Dart calling for one of his receivers to change sides. That's the tight end right, who moves from right to left and is a wing on the left. Hand off to Bentley. Oh, hit hard by Walker, driven back at the 14. And Kirby tried to lean into the hole, and he's sorry he did.
Yeah, no doubt. And Kirby very quickly calling timeout. Their Dogs won't have much time on the clock, but may want to set up a punt block here or get a punt return in, see if we can pick up some cheap yardage, maybe get one quick play in and steal some points here at the end of the half.
Yeah, it's 4th down and 9. So 15 seconds still to go. Ole Miss with a 16-7 lead. And in the second quarter, they've added a couple of field goals. They had a touchdown and a field goal in the first, a couple of field goals in the second. Georgia hasn't scored. The Dogs scored first on their first possession after an interception. And that's been it for the Dogs as we recap the second quarter scoring, brought to you by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit Loans for Land and Farms. So Ole Miss will punt it, and wow, what a punt. The Australian Fraser Mazin from Brisbane, Australia. Just boomed the heck out of that. He cannoned the ball back to the Georgia 20-yard line. We let it bounce. Malachi Starks was the deep receiver. He let it bounce, and it ends up being a 65-yard punt for Ole Miss.
Sideline warning against Ole Miss. This is their first warning.
And there's only 2 seconds left on the clock. Georgia will have the ball. When they put it down, it'll be at the 21, not the 20. So Ole Miss will have the halftime lead. What a punt by their guy, his first of the game. He's been waiting to unload on that one. 16-7, Rebels in front. Dogs will take a knee, kill the final 2 seconds on the clock. Carson Beck at the snap, quick kneel down, flips the ball to the referee, and off we go to the locker rooms for the half. So 3 field goals and a touchdown for Ole Miss and a lot of yards. Georgia with a touchdown on a short field after an interception and not a lot of yards. 229 total, 69 for Georgia, 229 for Ole Miss. So certainly a lot to discuss for the Bulldogs as they head into the locker room here after one half of play. Down by 9, but as Z pointed out a few moments ago, the Dogs will get the ball to start the second half. Try to get something going against this Ole Miss defense, which has really played a very good game thus far. A couple of sacks on Carson Beck in the first half. Ole Miss leads the conference and the world in sacks with 43. Let's go down to DJ Shockley on the field with head coach Kirby Smart. Shock.
Coach, you knew it would be a line of scrimmage game. How do you assess trying to get some protection for Carson?
Well, line of scrimmage means you got to be able to run the ball. And right now, we're not able to run the ball. You got to run the ball to slow down pass rushers. You can't play a game where it's all pass.
Message to your team as you get the ball in the second half.
4 quarters, man. 4 quarters. 4 quarters.
All right, Coach. Back to Scott.
All right, that's a good message because Georgia's only down 9 as we get ready for halftime and the second half on the way in about 20 minutes or so. Ole Miss with a 16-7 lead at the end of one half of play. Our interview with Coach Kirby Smart at the half is brought to you by Zaxby's Famous Fingers and Sausage. I said it again, not sausage, sauces, fingers and sauces. All right, thank you to Zaxby's for sponsoring that segment. Hondo's next with the Breda Pest Management halftime report. 16-7. Ole Miss on top of Georgia at halftime here in Oxford on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hunger affects every community in America, from children to seniors to hardworking families. So to help those struggling with food insecurity, our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste. They then distribute it to local food banks in an effort to donate 3 billion meals to those in need by 2025. Because at Kroger, we believe that everyone deserves access to fresh food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger Zero Waste Foundation to help defeat hunger and eliminate food waste. Visit zhcwf.org today.
Zaxby's Sensation Salad is so much more than a plain old salad. It's a salad, which begs the question, at what point does a salad stop being a salad and become a salad? Is it when you add Zaxby's fried chicken to it? Crunchy wontons? Asian slaw? Citrus vinaigrette? Teriyaki glaze? Sweet and spicy sauce? Or is it when you top it all with a handmade perfectly fried egg roll? Without a doubt, the egg roll. The Sensation Salad, only at Zaxby's.
Between the hedges and across the stage, this is where the dogs play. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid for $359 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through December 2nd, 2024. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.58 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Halftime Report, protected by Breda Pest Management. Here's your host, Neil Hondo Williamson.
Who out there is looking for some good news right now? Who wants some good news? A year ago, Georgia playing Ole Miss. Dogs outscored the Rebels in the second half, 28-3. Last week, Georgia trailed Florida, 13-6 at the break. Outscored the Gators 28-7. Well, we're going to need to put on our rally caps again here in Oxford with Ole Miss leading 16-7 at the break. The halftime report protected by Breda Pest Management. We have DJ Shockley down on the field, Eric Zier with us here in the booth. And fellas, I guess the first thing I would ask is our defensive matchups. We've seen a lot of times today where Ole Miss has had receivers or backs running out free and wide open, and our inside linebackers chasing them futilely down the field, Zay.
Yeah, so Ole Miss has done a good job. One, they've dialed up some plays where we've had blitzes on, where we vacated an area, played man, couldn't get to the quarterback, and then Ole Miss is doing a good job recognizing that with hot reads, getting the football to the right spot. So we've seen some of that. Ole Miss has put together a really good plan. After that first series, they went to a lot of quick passing game, getting the football out of their quarterback's hands, some quick slants, and that started to open up a few different things. But Lane Kiffin does a really good job with formations and personnel to get the kind of matchups that he wants. And the issue really is we've got to get, with Ole Miss, we've got to get them off the field. We need more 3-and-outs. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we've got to find a way to extend drives and take back the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I agree, Z. I mean, all the things you mentioned are spot on. It's just in the second half, it's going to be a want to, because we're going to have to bring pressure. We can't sit back and allow Dart just to sit back in the zone. He's going to find those. So we got to be able to get home on those blitzes, but also we got to be able to look those backs up, because those are the ones that are sneaking out and making the plays. The quick game is part of what they want to do, because they learned in that first series, guess what? These guys can get after us, so expect more of that in the second half. But when we do blitz, we have to get home.
All right, thank you, Shock. Thank you, Eric. The impact play of the first half is sponsored by Northside Hospital, and I'd pick out two of them. One is on Ole Miss's second possession of the game. They faced a 4th and 2 at the Georgia 45 with a backup quarterback in. He was able to convert on that 4th and 2, a 13-yard pass, and the Rebels went on to score a touchdown on that drive to tie things up. The other one would be a drop for Georgia. It was 2nd and 6 for the Dogs from the Mississippi 44 in the final 2 minutes of the half. Georgia trailing 16-7 with a chance to come down the field, get some points before the end of the half, and then receive the second half kickoff and do that middle eight thing where hopefully we'd be able to jump right back into this game, maybe even take the lead on the 2 possessions. On that 2nd and 6, we had a wide open tight end who dropped the ball, left us at 3rd and 6. Mississippi pinned its ears back, collective ears back, and sacked Carson Beck on the next play for a 9-yard loss. So that's where we stand, 16-7 at the half. Northside Hospital is guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Their healthcare providers live it every day. If you and your family are looking for a healthier future, look to Northside Hospital. Coming up next, the Modelo scoreboard. A top 5 team has already gone down today. We'll check in with that scoreboard for you in 2 minutes. Our third-ranked Dogs trail Mississippi. It's 16-7 on the Breda Pest Management halftime report from the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 3.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Offer valid through December 2nd, 2024. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.52 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Carson Beck here, quarterback for Georgia. As a student athlete, I must be focused to reach my goals on and off the field.
How about we change that to on and off the court, Carson? Kate Rocco here, outside volleyball hitter for Emory. Not everyone plays on a field, but my friends at Associated Credit Union provide an equal playing field for anyone in Georgia to reach their financial goals. Learn more at acuonline.org.
Associated Credit Union, where anyone in Georgia can live, bank, and grow.
This is Georgia football. Brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Barbasol delivers a thick lather and close, comfortable shave for half the price of gels. Why pay more for a great shave? Choose Barbasol. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Your morning shave with Barbasol is a time for self-reflection. Look in that mirror and ask yourself, can I make a real difference in this world? Of course you can. Just not today. There's football on. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Now, more of the halftime report. Protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Once again, here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Breda out at my house just yesterday. Gee, our technician was out there. Did a great job for us. Thank you so much for that. Time now for the Modelo scoreboard update, brought to you by Modelo, a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial brewed for full-time Bulldog fans. Drink responsibly. Well, the first score for you is here in Oxford, and Dogs trailing Ole Miss 16-7. We will take the ball first in the second half. Hopefully we can get things going with that drive. Finals today, a shocker in Atlanta as fourth-ranked Miami falls to Georgia Tech 28-23, the final there. The Jackets improved to 6-4 on the year. The Hurricanes' first loss of the season, now 9-1. Meanwhile, second-ranked Ohio State at home at the Shoe shut out Purdue 45-0. Buckeyes winning there. Texas at home, ranked number 5 against Florida, rolled over the Gators 49-17. Yet Boston College defeating Syracuse today 37-31. Now let's find some of those games in progress. 8th-ranked Indiana halftime at home in Bloomington against Michigan. Hoosiers up 17-3 on the Wolverines. Kansas, 2-6 Kansas is hosting number 17 Iowa State. Jayhawks lead the Cyclones. It's 31-13. They just ended the second quarter, so they are at the half there. Duke leads NC State 12-9. They're at halftime in Raleigh. You get James Madison hammering Georgia State 28-7. They're at the half. Clemson is at the half, playing in Blacksburg, and Virginia Tech has the Tigers down 7-0 in that one. Colorado ranked 20th, losing to Texas Tech late in the second. It's 13-7. The Red Raiders leading the Buffaloes, but Colorado has the ball in Texas Tech territory. South Carolina leads Vanderbilt 7-0, 4:37 to play in the second period in Nashville for that one. Coming up later on tonight, you've got Maryland at number 1 Oregon and Mississippi State at 7th-ranked Tennessee. They both kick at 7 o'clock. Florida State kicks at Notre Dame at 7:30. Irish come in ranked 10th in the nation, and number 11 Alabama at 15th-ranked LSU. They're playing in Death Valley. That's a 7:30 kick as well. No one gets you closer to the game than SiriusXM SEC Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season and into the postseason. they've got your team covered anywhere you go. We'll check some first half stats, then come back with second half play-by-play. Georgia and Ole Miss, Rebels on top, 16-7. More from Oxford in 2 minutes on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Fall is here and the University of Georgia is back in action. Whether you're gearing up for game day or enjoying the outdoors or setting yourself up for success with Good Feet Premium Arch Support Systems. Good Feet Arch Supports align your entire body and are custom fit to your lifestyle. On the move, cheering from the stands, seeking relief from plantar fasciitis or from days on your feet, we've got the perfect fit for everyone, including you. The Good Feet store is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Visit one of our 12 locations. Walk-ins welcome or book online at goodfeet.com. Go Dogs.
Hey Dog Nation, I'm excited to let you in on a little secret. When it comes to home financing, Southeast Mortgage is the real deal. We have a winning game plan to tackle your home loan needs. Southeast Mortgage understands what it means to support Georgia, and we'll make your home buying experience a winning drive. Get in the game and choose Southeast Mortgage. Visit our website at southeastmortgage.com/UGA to get started. Let's score a touchdown for your future. Go Dogs!
NMLS number 103956. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 6578.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Blocking and tackling, critical fundamentals for football and pest control. Hey, it's Neil Hondo Williamson for Breda Pest Management. Breda's uninterrupted, continuous termite prevention blocks their entry to your property. Also, if by chance you find roaches or ants have penetrated your home's interior, Breda tackles with ferocity and knocks them out. Breda, BREDA Pest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legends, the places, the faces, and moments.
And he's going for it. It's a touchdown!
We've seen the confetti fall again and again. We're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
Adam Gillespie, Chris Schiavone, Luke Nadkarni are behind-the-scenes superstars who keep us on the air. The halftime report protected by Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Georgia Athletics. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Everybody, your old buddy Hondo on the radio, trailing 16-7. Dogs came out like gangbusters. Ole Miss got the opening kickoff. 3 plays in, Dan Jackson with an interception. His return set Georgia up on the Rebels' 20-yard line. It took 6 runs, 5 of those 6 by Trevor Etienne, including the final one when Trevor punched it in on 4th and goal from the 2. And Georgia was up 7-0 right out of the gate. On that first drive for Ole Miss, their starting quarterback, Jackson Dart, was injured. They brought in a freshman left-hander named Austin Simmons, who went 5 for 6 on his only drive of the game. Had a huge play on 4th and 2 at the Georgia 45. He connected on a 13-yard completion. Ole Miss able to march down the field and tie things up. Since then, it's been the Ole Miss kicker who has converted. Caden Davis has converted from 23, 43, and 53, and Ole Miss has that 16-7 lead. Let's check some other stats for you. Total yardage, Rebels 229, Bulldogs only 69 yards in total yardage today. Carson Beck is 6 for 10 for 49 yards passing. Nate Frazier is our leading rusher, 8 carries for 22 yards. Jackson Dart of Mississippi is 9 of 14 for 131 yards. Mentioned that Austin Simmons off the bench for 1 series was 5 of 6 for 64 rushing yards. Ole Miss 34, Georgia 20. Passing yards, they're killing us, 229-69. Come back with second half action. Scott Howard, Eric Zier, DJ Shockley with the play-by-play and analysis. Ole Miss leading Georgia 16-7. We'll come back. Dogs will receive the second half kickoff on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice cold reward.
Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that makes our state incredible. That's why we're leading real change in healthcare, dedicating ourselves to providing a quality patient experience through innovation, personalization, and teamwork. What does that mean for you? You get up-to-date treatment, collaborative care, and the best possible outcomes. To see more about our commitment to raising the standards of quality in Georgia, visit piedmont.org/quality care. Piedmont, real change lives here.
The tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield and JMI Sports under the broadcast rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
Raincoats and ponchos, standard issue for the crowd gathered here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi, as Ole Miss leads Georgia 16-7, getting ready to start the third quarter. Let's check in with DJ Shockley, who was in the Georgia locker room. Shock.
Hey, fellas, Coach started the conversation off with the team by saying, we've been here before. We've been in worse situations before, so we will not flinch. He said, I don't need anybody to do anything special except for your job. Said this will be a line of scrimmage half. We have to dominate the line of scrimmage. Offense will stay aggressive, and the defense must take the football away, which is a key part of it. And Z, you talked about it before the game started. Looks like they may try to move Carson around a little bit, get him away from some of that pressure, which I think is a good idea.
All right, Shock, thank you very much. DJ in the Rain, brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. We're back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth as Ole Miss will kick the second half kickoff through the end zone for a touchback, and Georgia will start 1st and 10 at its own 25-yard line, trailing 16-7.
Well, the last 4 minutes of the first half, stalemate. We've got to win the first 4 minutes of the third quarter here.
Dogs in white, moving to our left. Ole Miss in powder blue jerseys. Fake the toss, sweep to Beck. He rolls bootlegs to the right, throws on the run, sliding catch. London Humphreys at the 40-yard line, a pickup of 15 yards. And hold on, check it. The officials are blowing the whistle and having a discussion.
Another receiver downfield, number 84 in the offense. He was covered up. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Didn't see the flag. One of the officials was standing in front of it and over the top of it. It didn't see it. Dropped on this near side, but ineligible man on Ben Urosic. He said he was covered up.
He was covered up. So shouldn't have been downfield. A good start there for the Dogs. That gets nullified by a penalty. Not what you want playing behind the chains with this defense, especially where they played in the first half.
5-yard mark off, back to the 20. 1st and 15 for the Dogs. Play fake Beck. Looks to the left, now down the middle, and he throws it there in coverage, but Dylan Bell fights for the football, makes a sliding catch at the 34-yard line. Trey Washington, the safety, was right on top of him as Bell slid to the turf with the football.
Great job by Dylan Bell coming back to that football. Ole Miss actually had an angle on that. Could have made a play on the football if not for Dylan Bell coming hard down the stem to make that catch at his textbook play from Dylan.
He got 14 of the 15 we needed. 2nd down and 1. Hand it to Cash Jones. He's got the first down across the 35 as he curls to the right and right up behind the offensive line up to the 38-yard line. Walter Nolan, the defensive tackle, with the stop. for Ole Miss, but Jones picks up the Scana Energy first down for Georgia, 1st and 10 at the 38 after a 4-yard run.
Well, you just feel like every drive here in the second half is going to be just critical, knowing how explosive the Ole Miss offense is. You've got to take advantage. When you've got the football, we got to go find a way to get points on the board.
The freshman Nate Frazier in the game now, and the officials will blow the whistles and stop the play again as the flag is down.
Before the snap, ball start, offense, number 57, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Didn't catch the number. Did they say 57?
I think they did. Freeling.
He's at right tackle right now. Yeah, he flinched as we look at a replay. So another 5-yard penalty on this possession for Georgia. And that'll put us behind the sticks again. 1st and 15. The ball back on our 33. Beck in the shotgun. Frazier to his right. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. We work between the hash marks. Jurasic in motion to the right. Beck with a pump fake in the flat, throws it instead to Lawson Lucky on a crossing route, and Lawson catches it near the 40 and is up the field to the 49, tackled from behind by Daugherty, the linebacker. But a big Scana Energy first down on the catch by Lawson Lucky, picked up 16 yards.
Well, I love that play design. Little fake bubble screen on the outside. Typically, we're releasing tight ends there that go outside and take just a wheel route, but releasing vertically. That time, fake that little bubble screen and then send Lawson Lucky on a shallow drag. Still getting the football out of Carson's hands, but a different look.
Fake the dive to Frazier, give it to Bell on an end around with blocking on the right side. He leaps over a blocker. Freeling at the 45, still on his feet down to the 39-yard line before Ole Miss recovers to make the tackle of Dylan Bell down to the 39 for a 10-yard run and another first down for the Dogs.
Well, that's one way to slow down rushers that are just getting upfield. Little reverse catch. Ole Miss over pursuing. Nice pickup. Dogs on the move.
Freeling was a little slow to get up, but he is up. First carry of the game for Dylan Bell. And he goes for 12 yards, not 10. 12 yards down to the 39. Beck wants to pass. He rolls to the right. He's got time, and he's got a man down at the 15-yard line. Cash Jones makes the catch and backs out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Good movement in the pocket there by Carson Beck. That play took a long time to develop. He's able to move out of the pocket to his right. Cash Jones was wide open there because Carson was on the move. That ball thrown a little bit short. Carson had to turn his back to the end zone and just back up while he was catching it. But another big chunk play for the red and black.
29 yards and a first down, and into the Massey Ferguson red zone go the Dogs. It's going to be goal to go at the 10. In the pistol with Frazier behind Beck. Wings to each side. Play fake. Beck rolls right. Throws towards the corner. End zone, sails it over the head of Jurasic. It was the intended target, but I think Beck may have just been throwing that one away. Jurasic was covered up. He had one guy on him tight and another guy in the vicinity.
That's exactly what that was. Good decision there by Carson Beck. First down. No need to force it. Just threw it away. Jurasic covered up. And no place, and nobody else was open either, for that matter. Good, smart decision.
Ball's on the far hash. Georgia moving to our left on the Ole Miss 10. Down 16-7 here. Third quarter, 11 minutes less than that remaining here in this period. We hand it off to Frazier. He spins inside the 10 with a tackler draped around him. Washington, he spun and carried him down to about the 6-yard line. Ole Miss has a player down. An injured player for the Rebels as Frazier was finally stopped right around the 6.5-yard line. He got 4, almost 4. And we've got a timeout for the injury. It'll be 3rd and goal from the vicinity of the Ole Miss 6 for Georgia. 10:41 to play, third quarter. Ole Miss 16, Georgia 7. Dogs on the doorstep trying to change that score. We've got an injury timeout. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Come see the friendly Franklin folks at one of our convenient Georgia locations. We're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is Coach Kirby Smart. The decision-making process between an elite athlete and a school takes time. You can rely on stats and research, but sometimes you just get a gut feeling about the person across from you, their unshakable desire to be elite. It's when game recognizes game.
Take your game to elite levels with the power and performance of the Ford F-150, the official truck of your Georgia Bulldogs. See your local Ford dealer today.
Ford F-150, built Ford tough. Go Dogs.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Cracked walls, wet basement? Call ESOG for foundation repair, waterproofing, and engineering. It's Hondo for Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
ESOG now.
Dogs fans in Athens, we have two important rules. Support local business and cheer on the Georgia Bulldogs. This season, we would like to thank our official hometown team partners for their support of Georgia Athletics. Georgia Cotton Farmers, Longhorn Steakhouse in Athens, and CertaPro Painters of Athens. Learn more about how you can support these great local partners by finding the Hometown Team Partners ad in the digital game program on GeorgiaDogs.com. Support our hometown team partners and you'll support the Dogs.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Proud partner of Georgia football. Learn more at corepower.com.
Back at the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Oxford, Mississippi. J.J. Pegues, the injured player for Ole Miss, 6'2", 325, a transfer from Auburn, senior defensive lineman. He is just now getting up and being assisted to the sideline. He's walking very slowly. I'm not sure if he was completely conscious while he was laying on the turf because he didn't move for a while, but he's walking very slowly back to the Ole Miss sideline. It'll be third down and goal to go. The Dogs from the 6.5.
Yeah, he was. The injury happened. It was his own player that caught him, but caught him right in the side of the head. I don't know if it looked like it just tweaked his neck. He's up. He's moving all of his extremities, so looks to be okay there, but he looks to be in a lot of pain.
Third down for the Dogs. 2 for 7 so far tonight on third down. Third and goal from the 6.5. Dogs down 16-7 here in the third period. They shift Cash Jones from left to right around Beck. He works out of the shotgun, throws it to Cash at the 5. He catches it there. They tackle him there. A helmet comes off one of the Ole Miss defenders. But not much gain on the play, maybe a yard. Chris Paul and Daughtery, two linebackers on the tackles.
Yeah. Ole Miss baited us into that. They had cleared out the middle. We had a little angle route. It's almost like they were sitting waiting on it. Had two guys just eyeing Cash Jones and converged super quick on him.
So fourth down from the 5.5. We'll try a 23-yard field goal. Beck, the holder, kneeling down at the 13 on the far hash, kicking left for Peyton Woodring. Snap, hold, kick, a short one, up and good. Woodring converts his first attempt of this contest, and that closes the gap a little bit with 9:44 to go in the quarter. It's now Ole Miss 16 and Georgia 10, and with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Georgia Bulldogs General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Well, Georgia comes out with a 70-yard scoring drive in 9 plays and 5:26, 23-yard Peyton Woodring field goal adds to the Georgia tally. And that's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount.
Well, coming into this game, said if we had 4 3-and-outs, we'd likely win the game. had one in the first half. Then Ole Miss ran off 16 unanswered points till the Dogs finally answered there. We want to win the first portion of this third quarter. Need a 3 and out right now to get the ball back into the offense's hands.
Peyton Woodring with the kick now. 15 of 16 on field goal tries this season, and he will kick off from right to left for the Dogs following our score, and he will deliver this one into the end zone. Ole Miss will take a touchback. Rebels ball on their 25. Georgia down 6 with 9:44 to go. Bulldogs football brought to you in part by Modelo, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial, brewed for full-time Bulldog fans. Drink responsibly. 1st and 10, Ole Miss at the 25-yard line. Jackson Dart, injured in the first half for a series anyway, set it out, came back in. Play fake and a throw. Caught by Watkins on the left side at the 33. Hit a couple of times. The Louisville transfer hangs on to the ball and moves it up to the 34. Hit by Dalen Everett, the cornerback, and the linebacker Chambliss. And the gain is 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Rebels.
There's an option route there by the Rebels. Good quick decision against zone. Just sat that one down.
Lee in motion left. They hand it off to the running back. Looks like we grabbed his face mask. I don't see a flag. And Bentley is tackled down at the 35-yard line. I guess it wasn't a face mask. His head kind of turned around. C.J. Allen gets the tackle for the Dogs. The gain is 1, but it's enough for the first down. New set of downs for the Ole Miss Rebels from their 35. 1st and 10. Snap to Dart. He's got time, not much pressure, and he's got a man, Lee, open and running at midfield and into Georgia territory. Tackled down at the 42. Caden Lee with the reception. Dan Jackson with the tackle.
Another crossing route against cover 2. We're actually 2-man, so our cornerback was trailing with them. Just too much speed for us there.
Big time. Quick 23-yard gain. Now they run it short side on a toss sweep to the back. Bentley. He couldn't get to the corner before we hit him and belt him out of bounds with a good lick from Malachi Stark on the near sideline. And he got a yard to the 41 of Georgia. Dogs substitute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 players substituted for the Georgia defense that time. 2nd and a long 8 for Ole Miss on the Georgia 41. 2 guys in the backfield, one with Dart, one is the tight end. Now Dart with a play fake and a throw, man wide open in the zone, caught by Lee again at the 23, turns to the sideline and gets more yards, heading towards the end zone, but stopped at the 14 by Damon Wilson, the linebacker.
Dogs in quarter coverage. They ran a post on the outside, Ole Miss did, and then just a corner route from inside slot receiver. Way too much time for Dart to throw that football.
Quick 27 yards before they're up and running, this time with Dominique Thomas, reserve running back. Allows Ole Miss to catch its breath. Short gain for Thomas, running straight ahead to the 13. He got 1. 2nd and 9 for Ole Miss. 16-10, Georgia trails Ole Miss. The Rebels are trying to add to their tally. Darts in the shotgun, brings a man in motion to the right, and they hand it to him. Then he hands it back again to Watkins on a reverse. He wants to throw. He pulls it down, breaks the tackle, spins away from another at the 12, and falls inside the 10, maybe down to the 9. Everett, the last guy to spin him down, he'll get credit for the tackle.
Well, good discipline there by the Dogs, staying home. Unfortunate we couldn't make the tackle. That would have been behind the sticks.
Was that Walker that missed it? I think it may have been number 11, came flashing in there, and then Everett was a little slow to get up after he made the stop. But Ole Miss at the 10-yard line, they got 3, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and 6 for the Rebels on the Georgia 10. They snap it to Dart. Steady in the pocket, throws it into the end zone, caught over the top of the freshman K.J. Bolden by Antoine Juice Wells. He just reached up over the top of KJ and took it away for the touchdown.
You just can't throw a better ball than that. KJ in really good position. It was just a little seam route. Again, way too mumuch time for Jackson Dart to throw the football. He's going to pick us apart if we don't get into him and put him on the ground. But a perfectly thrown football right over the top of KJ's head. Well executed in the first two possessions. Coming out of halftime, Ole Miss wins that battle too.
Virtually no pressure on Dart that entire series. He had all kinds of time to survey and throw it where he wanted to. They're going to go for two. They lead at 22-10. Ball's on the 3, a 2-point conversion try. Dart in the shotgun, takes the snap, runs to the right. He has a blocker. He lost the ball. He tried to pitch it forward, I think, is what it looked like. It ends up bouncing and picked up by Dan Jackson. I think they say that was a forward pass, and they call it incomplete, and that's the end of the try. So the 2-point conversion fails, but Georgia trails now by 12. It's 22-10 with 6:10 to go in quarter number 3. Ole Miss in front. We've got a timeout. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Back to Oxford, Mississippi after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's a nice cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. Come on, move! You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When choosing a natural gas provider, avoid trick plays like hidden fees and poor service. Stick to your game plan with Walton Gas. For over 2 decades, Walton Gas has offered great rates, straightforward plans, and exceptional service. Join the winning team with Walton Gas, where customers always come first. Ready to secure the victory? Call Walton Gas or visit waltongas.com to see why we're Georgia's most trusted natural gas provider. Go Dogs!
I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm here with legendary Georgia Bulldog quarterback and radio host Buck Paloo.
Ken and I are teaming up to give back to the brave men and women of our military. Ken's going to donate $500 to one member of the military every Bulldog football game this season.
If you're a member of the military in Atlanta, go to attorneykennugent.com to enter.
And somebody's going to win $500 every game.
One click.
That's it.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Georgia Lottery, boatloads of people. I'll show you. You know, Cash 3, it has over 35,000 winners a week. That's humongous. And then there's Fantasy 5 with over 24,000 winners a day. Are you one of them? Hope so. And Scratchers, 367,000 winners every day. I know, right? Over $3.9 billion in prizes were won last year. And there might be a big chunk with your name on it. But only if you play the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
Back with you inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. Ole Miss extends the lead to 12. It's 22-10 here with 6:10 to go in the third quarter. They cap a 75-yard, 8-play drive with a 10-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Dart to Juice Wells. The drive took 3 minutes and 34 seconds. They failed on the 2-point conversion. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for a Bulldogs discount. Rebels will kick it off with Caden Davis. He's got it teed up and ready to go. Transfer from Texas A&M. He'll kick it from left to right. Cass Jones, the deep man back. Anthony Evans, Georgia's return man for most of the season, is still out due to injury. 22-10. Davis will walk off his kick. Time comes back in. We're ready to go. He boots this one with an angle towards the left side of the end zone. Just goes ahead and kicks it out of the back of the end zone on the fly. Lands about 4 yards over the back line for the touchback. Dogs will have the ball at the 25. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety says the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to $10,000. That's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. Georgia on the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, huddling up, taking our time. Kirby Smart talking with one of the officials at the yard marker on the far side of the field. I think, did they move the location of the football?
They did.
So they moved it over. Still plenty of time on the play clock, 13 seconds. We are up to the line now. Beck under center. Frazier's the lone setback. Toss it to the freshman Frazier. Cuts in at the 25, up to the 30. Quick burst to the 33-yard line. And down right there. Quick 8-yard gain for the Bulldogs. Tackled by John Saunders, the safety. And it's 2nd down and 2 for Georgia at the 33.
Quick toss sweep. Nice block by Lucky and Urasek on the outside.
Going to run it again with Frazier between the tackles this time. Again finding yards. Ends up backpedaling his way for the final 2 or so. Across the 40 to the 41. Chris Graves, transfer from Miami, on the stop from the cornerback spot. That's a Scana Energy 1st down to the 41. We got 8 more. Fake the run this time to Frazier. And Beck rolls to the right, lobs it to Urasek, the tight end, who makes a reaching grab and running with a guy chasing him, breathing down his neck while he's chugging towards the sideline at the 48-yard line. That was Daughtery, the linebacker, that made the tackle. But again, Urasek to the 48. 7 more yards for the Dogs. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
Boy, nice catch there by Urasek. Had to go up high to get that one. Got entangled up with a couple of Ole Miss defenders. Finally able to go slip free. Carson just had to lob it up there for him to go get, which he did.
Beck out of the shotgun, a play fake to Frazier. Ole Miss coming in pursuit, and he will roll right and throw it out of bounds. Frazier was in the vicinity, but Beck throwing it high and away. Lived to play another day. He had pretty heavy pressure from at least 2 Ole Miss defenders trying to chase him down from behind.
Well, it just feels like we're in 4-down territory right now, even though we've got a long way to go in this football game. Just the way that Ole Miss is chewing up yardage on us. Feels like we need to score every possession.
3rd and 3 for the Dogs from our 48. Beck looks right, looks down the middle, goes over the middle. Love it with a catch in Ole Miss territory at the 36 and tackled down at the 32-yard line by Washington, the safety. Scana Energy 1st down all the way down to the 32-yard line. He picked up 22. Is that 22 yards?
Boy, tremendous job there by Carson Beck, getting all the way through his progression. Wanted to go to, I believe it was Oscar Delp on a wheel route. That got covered up.
20-yard gain. Beck wants to throw. He's got Cash Jones open on the left side. Hits him on a throwing angle at the 30. And he's undercut at the 29-yard line on the Ole Miss sideline by Graves, the corner. Picked up a handful of yards there. He got 3. 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs. Georgia moving at the Ole Miss 29. 22 to 10 is our score as we get a little late in the 3rd quarter. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Lovett and Humphreys break out to the right. And now Frazier and Smith stack to the left, and we go with an empty set. Snap it back to Beck. Throws it to Frazier. Makes one man miss, but numbers 2 and 3 don't miss, and the ball came out. The ball came out. Ole Miss dives on it. They think they have it. And they do. At the 29-yard line.
Well,
Walter Nolan recovered the fumble.
Frazier just got blown up. And on the hit, on the contact, actually got stripped out. He took a really big hit. I mean, I can't see who from Ole Miss stripped it out, but ripped the football out right before Nate Frazier's knee hit the ground.
Well, a good-looking drive, Z, ends on our first turnover of the game. Ole Miss football at their own 29, and we've got a timeout. 3rd quarter score, 22 to 10. Georgia trails Ole Miss with 3:26 to go. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit oneffc.com to learn more. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Again, Ole Miss 22, Georgia 10 on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Are you in the retirement red zone? 5 to 10 years away from calling it a career? But now you're wondering, what's the right call? There's only one call to make. It's to Chris Hoffman and the Hoffman Financial Group, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, and the team you want helping you call the plays for your retirement.
You own it, and we are accountable to you either as your general manager or your coach. I would say the investments are the players, but you own the football team. You don't need to run it. You don't need to call the plays. You don't need to present the playbook. You should stand atop of everybody and simply expect they produce the playbook, show it to you, you agree with it, and we execute it.
Get the team at Hoffman Financial Group working for you today. 404-737-3858 or unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
They're not just the Bulldogs, they're your Bulldogs. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Bulldogs pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Bulldogs. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Copyright 2024. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
This holiday season, spread a little extra cheer with BMW. For every new BMW bought in the month of November, we'll donate 200 meals to families in need through Feeding America. Over the last 7 years, BMW has proudly helped provide over 17 million meals to those in need, and with your help, that number will continue to grow. Visit your local BMW center for details or visit bmwusa.com/Drive to End Hunger today. Take advantage of exceptional offers during BMW's Drive to End Hunger event.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Oxford, Mississippi. Ole Miss with a takeaway. Frazier hit pretty violently and coughed it up at the end of that play. Ole Miss recovers it at the 29. They lead it 22-10. Dart, empty set, brings Watkins in motion, will hand it to him to the left. Cole flies up and makes a nice tackle. Georgia's freshman linebacker with a stop back at the 26-yard line, a loss of 3. Boy, Cole had some juice on that play. He sped up there to make the tackle on Watkins, had nowhere to go.
Dogs just too much speed. If you're trying to run and go east and west, it plays right into the speed and the athleticism of the Georgia defense.
And see, they only called it a 2-yard loss as the rain continues to fall. So it's the ball on the 27, 2nd and 12. Snap to Dart. Moves to his left. Oh, he's got all kinds of running room. Dart 30, 35, 40, 45. Contact with a defender. Knocked him down. Dart spun away from that and then got hit again out of his spin at the 48. KJ Bolden to stop.
The Dogs got caught in man-to-man defense. As soon as Dart got out of the pocket, there was no spy on him. Had all kinds of green grass and another huge chunk play from this Ole Miss offense.
22 yards on the run by Dart. That makes him their second leading rusher today. 2:11 to go, third quarter, clock moving. 1st and 10 from the 48. Dart wants to throw. He short hops his target. Incomplete to Caden Lee, who tried to go low, tumbled to make the effort at the 39, but the ball skipped in front of him. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rebels from their 48-yard line.
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart thought that his receiver was going to run an in route, not a post, the way he threw that football. That was way off the mark.
Ball's just inside the far hash. Watkins in motion to the right. Lines up in the slot to the right. Dart taking his time now. It's an empty set look for Ole Miss. Stackhouse and Brinson on the front of that defensive line. Ingram Dawkins on the left side. And the pass is tipped and incomplete at the 50. Tipped at the line of scrimmage as it was intended for Watkins. It'll be 3rd down now. 3rd and 10 for Ole Miss. Who got a piece of that, did you see?
Couldn't see on the replay, but that was another one. If it wasn't tipped, another one that was way off the mark.
3rd and 10 for Ole Miss. The Rebels 4 out of 10 on 3rd down today.
Dogs only with 3 down linemen. Ole Miss just checked. Dogs now moving people all around the field.
Play clock at 2, at 1, at 0. They snap it after the clock hits 0. No flag. Pass is tipped. Almost intercepted on the dive by Jalen Walker, the linebacker at the 50. But as he hit the turf, the ball did too, and it bounced up incomplete. That should have been probably a delay of game penalty. But it's going to be an incomplete pass on 3rd down, so it's 4th down now for Ole Miss, and they'll have to punt it away.
Well, good job by the Dogs there of answering that call after the turnover. Defensively able to get Ole Miss off the field without any points.
C.J. Allen tipped that pass, which was almost intercepted by Walker. Mazin will punt it away. Malachi Starks, the deep man back, runs to his right. Fair catch at the 9. He makes it there, right on the number. And that's where Georgia will have the ball. 39-yard punt. And Georgia backed up on its own 9-yard line, trailing 22-10 with 1:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, we got them to punt. That's half the battle, right?
Especially after a turnover and able to keep points off the board. Game definitely still in reach, but you're at that spot. Again, it just feels like every drive you got to find points somewhere, and now you probably have to find touchdowns.
Beck in the backfield with Etienne to his left. We bring Arian Smith in motion. Play fake to Etienne. Beck moving in the pocket, finds Arian off to his left in the flat. Makes the catch down the line at the 5. Makes one man miss, but he got enough of a piece of him to make Arian slip as he tried to plant, trying to make the guy miss the tackle. And Smith falls down around the 9. Yam Banks, a transfer from South Alabama, was the guy that got enough of Arian Smith to knock him to the turf.
Boy, great open field tackle there. Arian Smith would have easily picked up 5 or 6, and he'd been able to get around that initial hit.
He got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. 2nd and 10. Beck, snap, quick throw. Arian Smith to the right side this time with a blocker. Dylan Bell makes the catch down the line at the 5 and quickly jacks it up to the 19 or so, maybe the 18. So he's going to get 9 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and a yard to go. They spot it on the 18.
Coming into this football game, this Ole Miss defense, one of the best in the country on 3rd down, only giving up 29.4% first downs of the time. So excellent, number 9 in the country.
Beck goes under center this time. We flip-flop 2 tight ends, Jurasic and Delp to the right. Etienne, the lone setback. Carson going to keep it. Wow, what a hole. He had so much space he could have just kept running, but he tumbled through. Nobody touched him, really. He gets the first down easily and falls forward to about the 22, 21 and a half.
So we move people around to a formation. We typically run a toss sweep into Carson. He may have done that all on his own, too. By the way, just saw a huge gap, and I think he just took it.
3 yards and a first down. Now it's 1st and 10 for the Dogs on our 21. And that's the end of the quarter. 15 minutes to go in the rain here in Oxford, Mississippi. The Rebels lead the Dogs 22-10 as we go to the 4th quarter. Dogs with the football when we come back. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. We'll return to Vaught Hemingway Stadium after this timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These two Athens institutions have joined forces to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. Whether it's Georgia's favorite craft beer, Tropicalia IPA, the award-winning Classic City Lager, or their new Sip 'em Seltzer, Creature Comforts has you covered on game day and every day. And if you're visiting the Classic City on game day, Creature Comforts beers are available at Sanford Stadium and anywhere good cold beer is served. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. 21 and over. Champions drink responsibly.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. We believe family makes us stronger. Pruitt Health has served families and communities throughout the Southeast for more than 50 years. If you're looking for skilled nursing, home health, or hospice care, count on our caregivers to provide the personalized plan your loved one needs. Learn more, visit PruittHealth.com. Pruitt Health is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Carson Beck here, quarterback for Georgia.
And Malachi Starks, defensive back for Georgia.
Like on the field, a strong offense is crucial for scoring points.
And a solid defense is essential to stopping the other team from scoring.
To win, we strike a balance between offense
and defense to secure our victories.
It's the same with our financial game plan. We choose Associated Credit Union
to help us meet our financial goals.
To learn more, visit acuonline.org.
Hey, Ben, I'm really excited about going to Sanford Stadium to see the Dogs play this Saturday. Did you pick up the tickets?
Hey, Cab, the tickets were all sold out.
Ben, did you just tell me the biggest Dogs game of the year is sold out to the avocados from Mexico jingle?
Sure did. You know they're always good, taste good, and are good for you.
You know, we could just get a bunch of avocados, make delicious guacamole, and watch the game on the big screen at home. It's good. Dogs, sick 'em.
Avocados from Mexico.
Back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Oxford, Mississippi, as Ole Miss leads going into the fourth quarter, 22-10. Let's take a look at that third quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. Ole Miss with a touchdown and a missed 2-point conversion. Georgia with a field goal. As far as the scoring goes, the Dogs had the yardage edge in that third period. 138 total yards of offense, 94 for the Rebels. We threw for 39. And our correction, we rushed for 39. We passed for 99. Ole Miss rushed for 26 and threw for 68. And again, they scored 6. We scored 3 in the period. And it's a 12-point Ole Miss lead, as once again the field is shrouded in fireworks smoke. God, you can barely see anything from up here. It looks like one of those old NFL fog games now.
It really does. You can barely. We're huddled up.
I can barely see. I see some white jerseys, but I can't see much of anything else. Oh, this is ridiculous. We've got the ball on the 21. Can barely see the field from up here in the Piedmont Healthcare booth because all the smoke from the fireworks at the end of the third quarter and the start of the fourth is all billowing this way. Dogs will change directions now. We'll try to drive to the right end zone from our vantage point.
Looks like the refs are holding the game real quick until some of this smoke gets out of the field of play.
I agree. Let's go down to the field. DJ Shockley, brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent. Shock.
Hey, fellas, you guys need me to call the game, I can call it because I can't even see you guys from the booth over here. It is definitely foggy down here. That's what they hold it up for. But listening to that last little talk between the offense, Kirby told him we're going to be aggressive. If we have to go forward on fourth down, we will. But he said we have to be able to run the football here to kind of create some plays down the field. But it's still foggy. I can't even see you guys up here. Good luck with that.
Yeah, the smoke is just hovering over the stadium. It's not blowing out at all. When the holidays get real, start at Kohl's and Kohls.com, where you'll find early Black Friday deals. Kohl's, where families come first. Probably get some nice fans at Kohl's. Plug them in here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium and blow this smoke right out of here.
Yeah, looks like they're releasing them for play now.
It's starting to clear a little bit. Still, the field is certainly up around the lights in the upper decks here, shrouded in fireworks smoke. Nice job. All right, 1st and 10, Georgia at our 21. We started this possession late third quarter at our 9. Frazier's in the backfield with Beck. He'll get the carry here. Makes one man miss. Runs straight up the hash to the 30 before they turn him around. Ball came out again. Bouncing back to the 25. I think we fell on it. One of our center, Jared Wilson, fell on the fumble, the second fumble of the game for Frazier, and he's going to check out of the contest.
Yeah, had a first down, and that ball just, next thing you know, after a little bit of hit, we had some big offensive linemen push him, and that ball pops out and just goes backwards about 6 yards.
He had more. We end up getting 5 on the play. At the 26 is where Wilson recovered it. Now ETN in the backfield. Jurasic in motion to the left. Beck wants to throw, puts it in the air, caught by Dylan Bell, and they throw him face down in the turf, just shy of the 30-yard line. Chris Paul and Trey Amos just tossing Bell face mask first into the grass.
Yep, option route right there. We had a flat route trying to pull the outside defender. That didn't quite work, but good job by Bell sitting it down in the soft spot of the zone.
He got 4, needed 5, so it's 3rd and a yard to go. Ball's just shy of the 30. Georgia on the far hash, moving right. We're in the fourth quarter, and it's 22-10 Ole Miss. Lucky in motion. Hesitates, continues. We hand it to ETN. He breaks outside the far hash, and up the field he goes for the first down, plus a couple. Got to the 33.
Great move in the backfield. Hopped away with 2 just jump cuts to his left to find a little bit of room, and then saw a bit of a gap, and then able just to get north and south quick.
Hey, looked like that squirrel that was on the field a little bit earlier, dodging bodies. Made that jump cut and got 3 yards and a first down. Ball's on our 33. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. We're down a dozen. Love it. In motion to the right. Stops in the right slot. Play fake to ETN. Beck steps up, then backs up. Rolls out. Pressure was coming, but now he's going to run it. 30, 35, 40. Leaning forward and falling to the 41-yard line.
Boy, good decision there by Carson. Pretty good coverage down the field, but Carson was going to move up in the pocket. So that, don't want that as that hole closed pretty quick, and then able to get outside, and a good block downfield by Oscar Delp when Carson finally decided to pull it down and go.
Some good footwork there by Beck. He moved up in the pocket, felt pressure from his left, then moved back away from it, and then took off running and got 8. Second down and 2 from our 41. Defense creeping up into the gaps. They try to come. We hand it off to Cash Jones, and Jones is hit immediately as he gets to the line of scrimmage. J.J. Pegues, who was injured and staggered back to the sideline earlier in the ballgame, makes that tackle. So apparently he's okay. And Jones is going to lose a yard on the play back to the 40, so it makes it 3rd down and 3. Georgia 5 of 11 on 3rd down in this ball game. Need one here. We're down 12 points. Beck with Jones in the backfield. In the shotgun, they snap it, and he will be sacked. He was looking right the whole way, and the ball came out. Ball came out away from Beck. The play continues, I think. Cash Jones has picked up the ball back at the 22-yard line. Face masks, flags all over the place.
Dogs may catch a break here. You're right. There was a face mask right at the end of the play as Cash Jones picked that football up. Dogs may get a huge break.
Uman Mielen got the sack in the strip, and the ball came out.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 25, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That is a huge break as the ball went bouncing away from Beck and was knocked around by a handful of players. Cash Jones alertly scrambled back to the 22 and got on the football, and that's where the face mask occurred. And Georgia's going to have a first down by virtue of that penalty on the Rebels.
Boy, what a hustle play there by Cash Jones, not to give up on the play. Carson Beck nowhere to go with the football, trying to make something happen, turned right into an Ole Miss defender, got blown up. That ball pops out there. And there was a fight for it on the ground that nobody could control.
They mark off the penalty from the line of scrimmage at the 40, and I think Lane Kiffin is going to sprint and ask for an explanation for one of the officials. So the ball is spotted right now on the Ole Miss 45. I think Lane Kiffin wanted the penalty marked off back there where it was committed from at the 22 after the fumble recovery, but he's not going to get his way. Dogs have the ball, 1st and 10 now on the Ole Miss 45-yard line.
Boy, fortunate break there from the Dogs. Let's see if we can take advantage of it right now.
Hang on to the football. Drew Bobo is in at right guard for the Dogs right now. Ratledge is out. We've got Freeling at right tackle, so Truss is out. Split backfield. We send Jones out to the left in motion. Play fake to ETN. Here comes pressure, and Beck can't get away from it. They'll trip him up. Centarian Perkins got his shoe tops and tripped up Beck as he tried to run to his right away from the pressure. But the SEC's leading sack artist collects another one right there.
Well, Dogs were trying to take a shot there. You had a momentum play with the face mask, but the speed of these Ole Miss edge rushers so far too much for the Dogs to handle.
Lost 7. Back to our 48. 2nd down and 17 for the Dogs. Now we got to clean that up. ETN in the backfield with Beck. They work out of the shotgun. We snap it, but flags and whistles kill the play. Referee is Jeff Heiser.
Delay game. Defense, number 23 for clapping. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's on Kyrie Coleman. And that has to do with the offensive signals thing. They call it a delay of game. The defensive player was clapping to mimic the signals of the Georgia snap count. So a 5-yard penalty against Ole Miss makes it 2nd down and 12. And the ball is back in Ole Miss territory at their 47. Beck in the shotgun. ETN to his right, 3 receivers left. Now we send ETN out in motion to the left. Beck avoids the rush, now tucks the ball and runs with it to the 45, to the 40 as he weaves his way downfield and tackled inside the 40 around the 38 and a half. Daughtery and Moore, linebackers for Ole Miss, make the tackle. So the Dogs are working their way back from 2nd and 17. It's going to be 3rd and manageable now after that run by Beck.
Well, this is one of the ugliest drives you might ever see, but we still have the football, and we're still moving forward.
Carson's run was 9 yards, 3rd and 3 for the Dogs. Beck pointing to his helmet, looking left, looking right. ETN to his right in the backfield. Shotgun snap. Beck, quick throw over the middle. Caught at the 30 and tackled down around the 26 by Dominic Lovett. Saunders made the stop for the Ole Miss defense.
That was a check at the line of scrimmage by Carson Beck. Like what he saw, check to slants. We had all slants everywhere. He picked the middle one. Dominic Lovett, and it was the right one.
11 yards and a 1st down for the Dogs because they put it back on the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 there on the Ole Miss 27. Dogs moving to our right. We're in the 4th quarter with 8:27 to go. We're down 12. Delp flip-flops from right to left. A wing to each side. Tight ends. Play fake to ETN. Beck sets up to throw, and he just throws it away from ETN. He was covered in the left flat, and Beck saw it, so he just threw it about 4 feet over his head, out of bounds into the far sideline.
Well, we had a backside post with Arian Smith that was wide open, but Carson Beck had his back turned after the play fake. You never could see it.
Chris Paul was the guy covering ETN that caused Beck to throw it high and out of bounds on purpose. 2nd and 10 Dogs. We're on the Ole Miss 27. Desperately needing points. Wilson snaps it back. Pressure comes. We throw it off to the left to ETN. He makes a scooping catch low, avoids one man by backing up away from him, and then moves forward down to the Ole Miss 28 or so. 3 more defenders came flying in to make the stop on ETN. One of them may be shaken up, and he is. He's still laying on his back on the turf, so play is going to stop with 7:56 to go in the ball game. And we've got a timeout here in Oxford. 22-10 is our score. Rebels lead the Bulldogs. Ole Miss has an injured player. It's going to be third down for the Dogs when we come back. Our second half is presented by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Are you in the retirement red zone? 5 to 10 years away from calling it a career? But now you're wondering, what's the right call? There's only one call to make. It's to Chris Hoffman and the Hoffman Financial Group, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, and the team you want helping you call the plays for your retirement.
You own it, and we are accountable to you either as your general manager or your coach. I would say the investments are the players, but you own the football team. You don't need to run it. You don't need to call the plays. You don't need to present the playbook. You should stand atop of everybody and simply expect they produce the playbook, show it to you, you agree with it, and we execute it.
Get the team at Hoffman Financial Group working for you today. 404-737-3858 or unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid for $359 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through December 2nd, 2024. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.58 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super-rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Join BMW's drive to end hunger and support a worthy cause and take advantage of exceptional offers on select models through November 30th. See your local BMW center today for details or visit bmwatl.com today. Welcome back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Oxford, Mississippi. Trey Amos was the injured player for Ole Miss. He was able to get back to the sideline under his own own power for the most part, but he's out of the game for right now. Georgia with a football on the Ole Miss 27-yard line. 3rd and 10 coming up with 7:55 to go. The clock begins to tick. Georgia 6 of 12 on third down conversion opportunities in the game. It's 22-10, Ole Miss in front. Dogs trying to do something about it. Ball's on the far hash. We're moving right. Beck works out of the shotgun with Jones in the backfield. Man in motion to the right. Beck throws it the opposite way. Oh, incomplete to Bell. He tried to reach out, his arms way out in front of him and pull that in without getting hit, but Ole Miss defenders were in the vicinity, and I think Dylan Bell was aware of that. It came up short on the catch attempt, and it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Ole Miss just sitting right there on that in quarters coverage. They brought pressure. We picked the pressure up, but that slant was run right into a safety.
Dogs will go for it on 4th and 10. We're 1 for 1 on 4th down. Scored a touchdown in the first quarter on 4th and goal from the 2. Snap to Beck with time. Throws it over the middle and intercepted at the 15. Intercepted by Ole Miss, and they just slide at the 25-yard line. As Saunders intercepted it, then just slid feet first at the 25. The pass got tipped and was picked off by Ole Miss. Second turnover of the game by Georgia. First interception thrown today by Carson Beck. Ole Miss has the ball with 7:22 to go in the quarter. This will be the first time they've had it on offense in the final period. We got a timeout here in Oxford. Ole Miss 22. They're celebrating. Georgia 10. Our second half tonight brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations. Back after this timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for Athens. The Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big Go Dogs, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Bulldogs pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoDogs. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm here with legendary Georgia Bulldog quarterback and radio host Buck Ballou.
Ken and I are teaming up to give back to the brave men and women of our military. Ken's going to donate $500 to one member of the military every Bulldog football game this season.
If you're a member of the military in Atlanta, go to attorneykennugent.com to enter.
And somebody's going to win $500 every game.
One click.
That's it.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Attention Georgia Bulldogs football fans. Napa is here to help you hit the road this season. As a proud partner of University of Georgia football, Napa helps you tackle tough projects. With a network of nearly 6,000 auto parts stores and over 17,000 auto care centers nationwide. So whenever your mean machine is coming down the track, know that the Napa network has your back.
Hey, Ben, I'm really excited about going to Sanford Stadium to see the Dogs play this Saturday. Did you pick up the tickets?
Hey, Cab, the tickets were all sold out.
Ben, did you just tell me the biggest Dogs game of the year is sold out to the avocados from Mexico jingle?
Sure did. You know they're always good, taste good, and are good for you.
You know, we could just get a bunch of avocados, make delicious guacamole, and watch the game on the big screen at home. It's good. Dogs, sick 'em.
Avocados from Mexico.
Eric Zier, Scott Howard back with you inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. DJ Shockley down on the field. Dogs turn it over for the second time here in the second half. And this one was especially painful. The Dogs were driving, and Ole Miss intercepts it on the 15-yard line. John Saunders with his second pick of the season and the 8th by the Ole Miss defense this year. So with 7:22 to go, they have the ball, and they have the lead, 22-10.
The Dogs need a quick 3 and out here. Still time on the clock, but can't let Ole Miss mount any kind of a drive.
When Saunders began his return, he picked it off at the 15 after a tipped pass and then just slid when he got to the 25 and went down. So 1st and 10 Ole Miss. Their first offensive touch of the quarter. The Dogs had the ball forever. That drive started inside of 2 minutes to go in the third. Nothing came of it except the turnover. Ole Miss will run it. They're in clock-killing mode now. They run it with Bentley. Straight ahead into the teeth of the Dogs' defense. Michael Williams and Nazir Stackhouse with the stop after a 2-yard gain to the 27. Second and 8, Rebels. Fake the toss. Dart avoids the rush. Moves in the pocket. Dumps it off to his left. And it's caught by Watkins. And he's quickly up the sideline to the 40. And then tackled on the sideline around the 46-yard line. K.J. Bolden and Everett were in the vicinity to make that stop.
What vision there by Jackson Dart. Good pressure by the Dogs. Dart able to go step up in the pocket. Had more white jerseys honing in on him. He's able to, just out of the corner of his eye, catch his outlet receiver and flip it out to him for a nice pickup.
He's well aware on the field. He knows where everybody is and where he is, certainly. And he got 19 yards on that pass play to Watkins. 1st and 10 at the Ole Miss 41 for the Rebels. Out of the shotgun. Play fake, pulls it down, lobs it to the near sideline, and Watkins flailing his arms about, asking for a flag. It's incomplete as the ball sails over everybody's head by about 5 yards. Everett was in coverage, and now Lane Kiffin is going to argue that play as he runs down and talks to the field judge on this sideline.
Yeah, good defensive coverage there by Everett.
He works the officials more than a basketball coach.
Boy, he does, doesn't he? He's got his players trained. That wasn't well, he doesn't do a lot of flopping as well. We haven't seen it in this game, but.
No, they were doing it early on. But maybe the edict from the SEC commissioner cleaned up some of that. Dart going to run out of the pocket now. He's feeling pressure from behind. He broke a tackle with Georgia 48, still on his feet. Down the near sideline, inside the 30, and shoved into the boundary by the Dogs defense. KJ Bolden, the last line of defense, had to save it. Shoves Dart out of bounds. How he got out of that jam, I'll have no idea.
Yeah, just stepped up into the pocket again. Dogs in coverage had their backs turned, and Jackson Dart does a good job of recognizing it and getting on the run.
28-yard scramble for Jackson Dart to the Georgia 26. They want more points with 5:20 to go. They lead 22-10. Snap, handoff, running straight ahead, covering up that ball with both arms. Dominique Thomas just running straight ahead like a tank. He looked like an old Larry Zonka the way he had that ball covered up with both forearms. And he drives it down to the 11, make it the 16-yard line, but I think they're going to pull it back a little bit, put it on the 18-yard line. And he got almost a full 8. Well, he did get a full 8. He almost got 9. So second down and 2, more or less, for the Rebels on the Georgia 18-yard line.
380 yards of total offense now for Ole Miss.
Snap to Dart in the shotgun. Hand it to Thomas again. Same play and same result. He just drives right down the hash inside the 10, and we stack him up there at the 9. Dominique Thomas, well, they're opening up some holes between the guards there because he's just running straight behind the center. Smile Munden on the stop for Georgia. Ole Miss had a player slow to get up. I think he was able to get to the sideline.
Yeah, just
he's one of their linemen. Those
simple inside traps there. Scott and Dogs right now getting blown off the ball, and Ole Miss taking their time, like the position that they're in, as well they should.
9 more yards and a first down. It's goal to go at the Georgia 9 for the Rebels. Trying to seal this one shut here on this possession. They give it to Thomas again. This time he hesitates before he bursts through the hole, finds an opening, still gets positive yards, moving forward down to the 7-yard line. He gets 2. C.J. Allen, the linebacker from Barnesville, Georgia, on the stop for the Dogs. And a timeout will be called. 3:31 remaining. Ole Miss leading by 12 and looking to put it completely out of reach here late in the fourth quarter. They're up 22-10 with a timeout. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit oneffc.com to learn more. Back to Oxford. This timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey Bulldog fans, cue the shine and savings. The new Zips Car Wash app is available for download. Keeping your ride sparkling clean has never been more rewarding. Get the free Zips app and earn points for every in-app purchase, including memberships. Then turn those points into free car wash rewards. Download the app today and your first wash is free. Visit Apple App Store or Google Play Store and search Zips Car Wash now. Zips Car Wash, proud sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. Our Georgia Bulldogs have shown us what happens when a great team pulls together. At Pruitt Health, our team helps you recover from surgery or a major health event. Nurses, therapists, a whole team dedicated to giving people the personalized care they need. Come join the Pruitt Health team. Email hireme@pruitthealth.com. That's hireme@pruitthealth.com. Pruitt Health is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Time for the Modelo scoreboard update. Modelo is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Grab a refreshing Modelo Especial brewed for full-time Bulldog fans. Drink responsibly. Some scores of some games at the moment. South Carolina 21-7 on Vanderbilt. They are in the third in Nashville. Kansas leads Iowa State 45-28. They're in the fourth in Lawrence. Indiana 17, Michigan 15. They're in the fourth. Clemson 21-7 on Virginia Tech. They are in the fourth. Colorado has surged ahead of Texas Tech 30-20. They are in the third quarter. Here it's 22-10. 3:38 remaining. Ole Miss with a football. Second and goal on the Georgia 7. And trying to slam the door on the Dogs. Dart out of the pistol. Dominique Thomas, 5'9" and 210. Lined up behind him. Now he shifts to the right. Play clock down to 5, down to 4. And now Ole Miss wants to call a time. So another timeout before we snap the ball. And this one is an Ole Miss 30-second timeout. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional, hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. Just 3:38 remaining. 22-10 is our score. We've had no replays tonight, no reviews. And for that reason, Georgia football is brought to you in part by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, it was a promising start for the Dogs, and still a little bit of time left in this game, so we'll see what happens. But after that promising start, it's really the story of the Ole Miss defense that was as advertised coming into this game. We just had no answer for the speed that they had up front.
Yeah, they've got 3 more sacks, 44 for the season now. They lead the nation in that department. Georgia held to only 76 yards rushing so far tonight. Not able to run the ball, establish that run like Kirby Smart told Shock going into the locker room at the half that Georgia wanted to do. Ole Miss will run here with Thomas staying on his feet as long as he can. Georgia stacks him up, tries to pull out at the football, finally blow the whistle at the 8-yard line. Nazir Stackhouse, one of the guys in the pack, making contact with the Ole Miss running back. And now we got another timeout. On third down, they lost a yard back to the 8, and Georgia will use another timeout here with 3:30 to play. So you're down a dozen right here. If Georgia can hold them to a field goal, then it's still a 2-score game. You'd have to have a 2-point conversion in there somewhere if you try to tie the ball game in the old traditional way. So the Dogs, what do they have, 1 timeout left?
They've got 1 timeout left now.
3:30 to go. And Ole Miss has it third down and goal from the Dogs' 8.
And you do have the 2-minute timeout that is still going to play a factor.
Jeff Heiser blows the whistle. He's our referee tonight. He was also the referee, just in case you didn't know this, for Georgia's national championship game against TCU out in Los Angeles. Third down and goal from the 8. Ole Miss with a football, moving to our left. They snap it to Dart. He fakes the toss to the right. He keeps it. Surges forward for maybe 1 and just kind of falls to the turf with Stackhouse on top of him. C.J. Allen was on top of him. Malachi Starks came in there. Warren Brinson. Everybody was getting a piece of Jackson Dart that time. And he fell forward to the 7, I think. They haven't put the ball down. They're trying to keep it dry as they can, I guess. So it's 4th down. They got back to the line of scrimmage.
Dogs have used their last time out, so we're going to try to mount any kind of comeback. We've got to score fast.
How about block a field goal and run it back? That'd take care of one.
That would be one. I'm in for that. That's a better plan than what I was thinking. We'll go with yours.
Well, yours is pretty good, too. I'm thinking about clock management.
Yeah, no, I like your plan better.
Ball's on the 7. Caden Davis, the Texas A&M transfer, a senior from the state of Texas, on to try a chip shot field goal here from just inside the 15. 25-yard try between the hash marks, kicking it into the Ole Miss student section to our left. Snap, a little bit high. Hold is put down. Kick is good. 25-10. New score in Oxford. Ole Miss by 15. So a 25-yard field goal for the Rebels caps a 68-yard, 10-play drive in 4 minutes and makes it 25-10. And that's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount. Ole Miss will kick off. Georgia will get one more timeout, even though they're out of their own timeouts. They'll get one at the 2-minute point here in the fourth quarter. 2-minute stoppage of play. They don't want you saying 2-minute warning for some reason. That's too much like the other game.
It is. 2-minute timeout.
Even though all the other stuff is like the other game, we don't want that to be like the other game. So the Rebels will kick it from right to left. And Etienne is the deep man back this time. And also Michael Jackson, a transfer receiver from Southern Cal, is in the game as our 2 return men. That's interesting. Here's Davis's kick. Will he give him a chance to return it? I don't think he will. No, he will not. I think he
just made another field goal.
I think it went through the uprights on the kickoff. Yeah, hit the back wall there behind the uprights. The kickoff team runs down there and celebrates with the students. They make a lot of noise and racket. Trying to keep those folks energized as Georgia will go back on offense here at the 25-yard line with only 3:22 remaining and down 15 points. All right, you got to work quickly, but you got to work efficiently.
Dogs have been trouble protecting all day long, and now you've got to go vertical.
Beck with Frazier in the backfield. Throw it to Smith. He bobbled the football. It's loose on the ground. Smith tries to cover it up. They say incomplete pass. Hit him in the hands and kind of just dipped right out. Never really secured it. And it was loose at the 25, and Smith jumped on it loosely. But the officials came running in and said incomplete pass. So that'll stop the clock with 3:15 to go. But it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Dogs now from the 25.
Well, the turnovers and the drops have been the story of the season. Right back in us today. We've had the ball on the ground quite a bit. We're fortunate to only have the 2 turnovers.
Beck in the shotgun. Frazier to his right. Snap and a play fake. Pressure from the edge. Look out. Sack, strip, ball is out. Ole Miss recovers it at the 19.
Boy, the speed of Ole Miss.
Wow.
The speed of Ole Miss off the edge just had no answer if we weren't helping. Almost for this entire game, nothing Carson could do right there. From the blind side, ball gets stripped.
The tackles and the tight ends couldn't keep Princely Umanmielen out of the backfield. He got the strip sack. And then the other guy, the other terror on the other side, Sontaran Perkins, recovered the loose ball. It's Ole Miss football at the 19. And that should do it for the Dogs, as Ole Miss will be, it'll be party time in Oxford, Mississippi tonight.
Boy, that it will.
As they're 3:08 from knocking off the number 3 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Ole Miss will start the possession after Georgia's 3rd turnover, and all 3 have come in the second half. They'll start in the red zone.
Well, see if the Dogs can return the favor. We were hoping for a blocked field goal. Now we need a strip fumble, scoop and score.
Keep going, baby.
Yep.
Dart in the shotgun will hand it off. We got back there quickly, but Dart had just handed it to the running back, Thomas, and he squirted straight ahead and right down the hash for about 3 yards to the 16. Tackled by Ty Ingram Dawkins, the junior from Gaffney, South Carolina, for the Georgia defense. Dogs can't stop the clock anymore. They used all the timeouts. The 2-minute timeout will be the last one of the ball game. And Ole Miss will let that clock tick away. 2:37, 2:36, play clock at 13. Ole Miss just now approaching the line of scrimmage with 8 seconds on the play clock. Ball's on the far hash. Ole Miss moving left. 2 receivers to the right. They bring one in motion. And they hand it to Thomas. Thomas tiptoes his way forward, veers to the right, and is tackled around the ankles by C.J. Allen, the Dogs' sophomore linebacker, at the 16. He got nothing.
Let the clock tick down, the final 5 seconds here to the 2-minute timeout.
So we reached the 2-minute timeout. And this is going to set Vaught Hemingway on fire now. And they've got a lot of time to celebrate and get involved with the Ole Miss team. 25-10 is our score with 2 minutes to go. One more timeout here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Our second half tonight brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Back in a moment, Bulldogs Sports Network.
Can't wait for Black Friday? Same. Luckily, Kohl's savings start early. Shop Friday through Sunday and score so many deals. At the top of my list, Amazon Kids tablets for $49.99. 40% off Cozy Fleece, a shark vacuum for $149.99. And with an extra 15% off, men's flannels are under $17. Plus, you'll earn $10 Kohl's cash for every $50 spent at Kohl's. Select styles, 15% offer valid November 8th through 10th. Coupons do not apply to Amazon and Shark. Some exclusions applied. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
They're not just the Bulldogs. They're your Bulldogs. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Bulldogs pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Bulldogs. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Copyright 2024. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Ole Miss has hottied and toddied the Dogs tonight. And they lead with 2 minutes to go, 25-10. They are really ready to bust out here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Let's take a look at the fourth quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. The only points scored in the fourth quarter belonged to Ole Miss, a field goal just moments ago, so they've outscored the Dogs 3-0. Georgia has all 3 of its turnovers here in the second half, 2 coming in the fourth quarter. And in the period, Georgia has 26 total yards to 71 for Ole Miss. Georgia has run for 11 yards in the quarter, 71 for the Rebels. Georgia's thrown for 15. And the Rebels have 0 passing yards here in the fourth period. They lead 25-10, and they've got the ball on the Georgia 16-yard line. Third down coming up. And Ole Miss will walk up to the line of scrimmage, and the play clock begins. 3rd down and 7 to go for the Rebels. They snap it to Dart. He hands it off to Thomas, who runs straight ahead into the pile for a couple just across the 15 to the 14 before he's jammed up by the entirety of the Georgia defense. It'll be 4th down as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Take a direct snap. Dart out to the right. He clapped his hands for the snap. Georgia didn't jump, and that was the plan all along for Ole Miss. So the Dogs didn't bite on that play by the Rebels, and Ole Miss will use a timeout. So the Rebels come to the near side. Georgia huddles up on the grass on the far side of the field with 1:15 remaining. And Ole Miss leading by 15 points, 25-10. It'd been 8 years since Georgia had paid a visit to the Rebels here at their stadium, 2016. That one was a lot more lopsided than this one. That was a 45-14 win in Kirby Smart's first coaching season at Georgia. But the Rebels are going to win again here tonight.
Yeah,
just by a shorter margin.
This place has not been very friendly to us, and I can't remember the last time this Dogs offense only put up 10 points in a game.
So Ole Miss will try a field goal here from the 22, a 32-yard try for Davis. Just inside the far hash, kicking to the left. That kick is high, and that kick is good. And it's 28-10.
Well, pretty convincing win here for this Ole Miss team that they keep their chances alive. There's been a lot of movement today when you look at college football on ranked teams going down, and who knows what this entails here for the future, but Dogs are going to have to get back, get home, get healed, and get ready to go, because you're right. Tennessee is going to make the trip into Athens ready to end the reign that we've had.
Ole Miss adds 3 more after the 3rd Georgia turnover of the half. 5-yard drive in 4 plays, 1:57 off the clock, 32-yard field goal for Davis, who's had a big night. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Call Georgia Metals today and say roof, roof, roof for your Bulldogs discount. Davis now 5 for 5 field goal tries. I think he will be the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week. And he'll deliver this kick over the back line of the end zone for another touchback, and the Dogs will have the ball. With 71 seconds left, the party is on here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. 1:11 to go. It's 28-10. Ole Miss.
Well, the Ole Miss students are jumping the wall here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, getting prepared to go rush the field.
Z Hondo looked up the last time we had 10 points, but it was a win against Clemson. The beginning of the 21 season. The last time we had 10 and a loss, got to go back to Kirby's first year against Florida. We lost in Jacksonville with only 10 points back in 2016. Back to throw on 1st down, and he'll find Arian Smith on the far sideline, who gets the toes in bounds, then hops out of bounds at the 31-yard line. A quick 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 4 from the 31. Clock stops with the out of bounds by Arian Smith with 1:08 remaining. We go, no, not empty. I see Beck, and then I couldn't see Frazier on his other side, but he's in the backfield. Beck has it knocked out of his hands again. Another fumble. And one of our big linemen, Xavier Truss, falls on it back at the 20.
Or just salt in the wound right now. Even here, we can't protect Carson with these speed rushers off the edge.
Was that Ivy? They got a piece of that. They don't just rush with their bodies. I mean, they bring in hands and arms flailing about, trying to just get a piece of anything they can when they come rushing in.
It's impressive.
It has been tonight. Dogs put it on the ground. We've done that a lot in the second half. We haven't lost them all, but we've lost enough. 3 second-half turnovers. The loss on the play back to the 20, so it's 3rd down and 15. And what was the call from the official? A timeout. Ole Miss called a timeout. How many do they have? It seems like I guess we were using them and they were using them together, so they weren't all on their side. But that's their last timeout with 30 seconds to go. Ole Miss calls a 30-second timeout there. And Georgia with one more snap, perhaps. 30 seconds to play. We'll have the ball 3rd and 15 at our 20. Back in the backfield with Nate Frazier. 2 receivers to each side. We throw it to the left. It never gets to the target. Big Ivy stepped in there, got his right arm extended, and just batted that thing away off in the right flat. Incomplete. And that's been the story of the game. Their defense has just kind of overwhelmed Georgia,
right.
Especially
really
here in the second half.
They really have. You know, even go look at the drive when the drive that ended the 3rd quarter and lasted what felt like an eternity. Even on that, it was one of the ugliest drives of all time. We've got a strip sack fumble that Cash Jones picks up. We get the 1st down because of a face mask. Even with some of those breaks, can't get anything going.
4th and 15 for Georgia with 27 seconds left from the 20. And now the referee, Jeff Heiser, blows the whistle. And we've got a delay of game on the Dogs. Might just take a knee here.
Really?
I know clock would stop on the change of possessions, but my goodness. Back us up 5 more to the 15. The sideline behind Georgia's bench is absolutely packed. It's getting that way behind Ole Miss's bench as well. On the near side, the end zone is covered up as the student body gets ready to rush the field. We throw it out to Arian Smith in the left flat on a screen pass, and Arian will work his way up to the 30, 31, maybe the 32, and it's short of the 1st down. Now the students are running. There's still 16 seconds on the clock, and they've just emptied onto the field from both ends. The teams, the officials were telling them to hold back, but the student body for Ole Miss has already just covered up the field. Thousands of students on the field, and there's still 16 seconds left on the clock.
You know you're not used to winning games when this happens. Storming the field and the game's not over.
I mean, they put the time on the clock for a reason, but most of these people, I guess, weren't paying any attention to that. And now the ones to the right are headed back to the back of the end zone. They're running away, but the ones to the left just keep jumping over the wall and running onto the field. Got to make my TikTok videos. You can still hear the whistles down there. They're trying to clear the field. And Georgia's about halfway to the locker room on the far side of the field. They have almost evacuated their sideline. They're kind of huddled up down around the 20-yard line down towards their locker room. And security has a yellow rope, and their section is roped off to keep all the old Mississippians away from them. All right, I guess that was just a practice, huh?
That's what that was.
It's almost like a Monty Python bit, isn't it? Nope. This was not the real one. Everyone, please clear the field so we can take a knee and end the game.
That's all they have to do. It's 16 seconds. And it's Ole Miss football. All they have to do is take a knee, and then they can do it all over again.
I don't even know if Georgia's got enough players on the sideline to put 11 out there.
Well, look, our guys are going into the tunnel. Yeah, are we conceding? It's a 2-foot putt. We're just giving it up. Going to walk off. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And shock reports from the sidelines. They've sent the offensive guys into the locker room. And do we have 11 out there? I mean, all Ole Miss is going to do is kneel down. At least I hope that's all they're going to do with 16 seconds.
We've got 10 out there right now.
Well, if you don't have enough on defense, that's your problem, right? There's the snap to Dart, and there's the kneel down, and there's the win.
And now we've got a bunch of Georgia, or the remaining Georgia players, trying to fight through the melee.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I feel sorry for the guys that had to come out there and be on the field for that last snap because they may never get to the locker room.
Well, we've got coaches surrounding our players right now, helping them find their way through the mass of people.
The rain is still falling as it has been most of the night. And Georgia finally works its way through the throng on the field here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. And the last Bulldog will head up the tunnel and into the locker room as Ole Miss has won it, knocking off third-ranked Georgia here in Oxford tonight. Your final score, 28-10. Stick around. We'll have post-game coverage straight ahead as Ole Miss celebrates the win over the Bulldogs tonight here in Mississippi. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm here with legendary Georgia Bulldog quarterback and radio host Buck Ballou.
Ken and I are teaming up to give back to the brave men and women of our military. Ken's going to donate $500 to one member of the military every Bulldog football game this season.
If you're a member of the military in Atlanta, go to attorneykennugent.com to enter.
And somebody's going to win $500 every game.
One click.
That's it.
Ken Nugent, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Northside Hospital. You can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
This is Georgia football. Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? They're yours, and Progressive protects them both. Bundle today at Progressive.com. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Piedmont Bank is a proud partner of the UGA Athletic Association and presenter of the 2024 Arch Award. As one of Georgia's largest community banks, we are focused on serving businesses and the communities they serve. With headquarters right here in Metro Atlanta, our tailored banking expertise and solutions help meet the diverse needs of our customers so they have what it takes to grow, expand, and thrive. It's what elevates us above the rest. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank and experience elevated banking for you and your business. The Piedmont Bank, banking elevated. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Coach Kirby Smart. There are people who talk about being elite, then there are people who work hard to be elite. They're the ones I want on my team, and that's what I want from my truck. That's why I drive a Ford F-150. Integrated technology, powerful performance, comfortable and stylish. The total package.
Take your game to the next level with a Ford F-150, the official truck of your Georgia Bulldogs. See your local Ford dealer today.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Today's show is brought to you in part by Regions. Get your Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Drive sober. Don't get pulled over. Hoffman Financial Group, helping build your financial dynasty. And by Hotel Indigo, Athens' only downtown boutique hotel. Now back to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Once again, here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Well, both goalposts have come down. They are dancing in the rain here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Fans are ecstatic. As number 3 Georgia has fallen to Ole Miss tonight, 28-10. Our largest margin of defeat since the SEC championship game in 2019 when LSU handed it to us by 27. Final score that night was 37-10 in Atlanta. And they're happy here. They're 8-2 now, and Georgia is 7-2. And boy, oh boy, fellas, do we ever have our hands full next week. Hi, everybody. We have Scott Howard and Eric Zier. DJ Shockley will come back with a player interview for you as well, and we'll have Coach Smart in the Dog Talk postgame with Jeff and KB. First off, fellas, we had no answer for the Ole Miss defense tonight, Scott Howard. They just kept bringing it and bringing it. Kind of looked like us against Texas.
Yeah, they were. They were stacked and ready. They were hunting for bear tonight, and they proved to be the better team this evening, certainly holding Georgia to just 59 yards rushing. The second half was just kind of a nightmare for our offense. We couldn't hang on to the football. We couldn't protect very well. Beck ended up getting sacked 5 times in the game. A couple of those were strip sacks. We turned it over, 3 times. Put it on the ground more than that. It was... even when guys were catching the football, they couldn't go anywhere with it as soon as they got the ball. There were very few yards after the catch tonight as Ole Miss's defense. It was almost as if they had our playbook tonight. They were on top of the Dogs all night long.
Eric Zier, has Ole Miss just given Tennessee the scheme to stop us next week?
If Tennessee's got the same kind of players,
same personnel, okay,
that Ole Miss does, sure. But it is Ole Miss, that defensive pass rush. We knew they were good coming in. They led all of college football tackles for loss. They led all of college football in sacks. They came. We didn't have an answer for it all day. It really limited what we could do just because we couldn't protect in the pass game. And then when we weren't able to run the football in the first drive of the game, it looked like the very first drive of the game we pushed them off the ball. Outside of that, it was we were on the defensive and on our heels and getting pushed back the entire game, which is why outside of that 7 points on a short field, we only get 3 more for the rest of the game.
Whole rest of the game. Locker Room Show is presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for Athens. The Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card. Get yours today. Z, Jackson, Dart. We've heard about him. You can watch him on TV, but man, the guy's really impressive. He only pulled it down a few times and looked good, especially there in the fourth quarter. He had a big run to convert a first down for Ole Miss. Throwing the ball, he is on time. He looks great.
He's on time. He's got great touch. He knows where his people are. He knows where to go with the football. He runs this offense extremely well. We didn't have any answer for him either.
Scott, Ole Miss was able to do this tonight without a couple of key offensive players, no less.
Yeah, no Trey Harris and no Henry Parrish, their leading receiver and running back. So their top 2 players at those positions weren't available tonight due to injury. And Dart didn't throw it a whole lot. Certainly not like last week's massive 500-yard throwing game. He only attempted 22 passes. He completed 13 of them. But he was on target. He didn't get rattled in the pocket. He got injured early in the game, knocked out for a series, but Ole Miss sends in the backup quarterback, and they go down the field and score a touchdown. Dart came back in. He's as I said, he didn't get rattled at all. Georgia was unable to really put much pressure on him tonight, so there was really no reason for him to get rattled. But, make no mistake about this. This was a defensive win for Ole Miss tonight. Their defense just smothered us in the final 2 quarters, and Dogs had no answer, as Eric said.
Well, it's massive humanity on the field, and they've already broken up the goalposts into several pieces, and those pieces are hoisted on the shoulders and over the heads of lots of students, and they're making their way to whatever end of the tunnel that is. They're going to take it out, and darn it, they're going to dump it in the river at Nashville.
What's the nearest body of water? It might be in the Grove where all the liquor is flowing tonight, so that may be where these goalposts end up.
It might end up there. It might throw it off the Tallahatchie Bridge, along with the Ode to Billy Joe.
There you go.
I don't know. Fellas.
There's a guy riding the goalpost out. And both of them have been torn down, and now they're both heading in the same direction. The field is absolutely covered in human beings. It's just a mass of humanity on the field here. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in person.
Yeah, the students have covered up the field, and all the alumni who are underneath us, because we're on the money side, we are on the home side, and they've stayed in their seats. They're enjoying the view, and as Scott said earlier, they're all getting their social media pictures and videos out of this scene that's down on the field. Tell you what, we'll take a break, and then we'll come back, and hopefully Shock will have a player for us. Georgia loses it tonight. If we sound jovial, it's because, tonight's a night we could do nothing about here in the booth. Usually we're able to rally the team and get them going, but we weren't able to. 28-10, Ole Miss runs over the Bulldogs. Got a big one in Tennessee next week, friends. That's a 7:30 kick, and we'll talk about that when we return. The Locker Room Show presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Come back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
They're not just the Bulldogs, they're your Bulldogs. Customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Bulldogs pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Bulldogs. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. Copyright 2024. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
You know what a ton of people do every day? They win playing the Georgia Lottery. They do, like Keno, with over 95,000 winners every day. See? And Quick Win, with a whopping 20,000 winners a day. And get this, Scratchers have almost 367,000 winners a day. That's insane. And yeah, over $3.9 billion in prizes were won last year. And there could be a big chunk with your name on it, but only if you play the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
Between the hedges and across the state, this is where the dogs play. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, it's Oscar Delp. As a UGA student, managing my finances can be stressful. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been saving people money for nearly 90 years. Whether it's better rates on an auto loan or fewer fees on a checking account, your money goes further at Georgia's Own. Best of all, they are local, trusted, and continue to support the people, places, and teams we've grown to love. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Oscar Delp, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
Hey there, it's Hondo. With a veteran quarterback guiding the offense, the Dogs are pointed toward another championship season. If you're facing difficult changes at home, let Meriwether & Tharp's veteran divorce lawyers guide you to a victory in your case. Your kids, your money, your house, you've got questions. Meriwether & Tharp has answers. Helping clients through difficult times for over 25 years, Meriwether & Tharp. Proud sponsors of the Georgia Bulldogs, thegeorgiadivorceteam.com. The Locker Room Show is presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, which reminds you that the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to $10,000. That's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. Well, if you've just joined us, Ole Miss has rocked the Bulldogs world tonight. 28-10 is the final score.